Hello and welcome. This is Gray Hughes of Gray Hughes Investigates on YouTube. This channel evaluates all aspects of true crime. As you are aware, videos and live streams in this genre often discuss elements of crime that may be disturbing to some viewers. If necessary, take the precautions needed to avoid these feelings. Factual information related to cases is the key to fostering rational true crime discussions. Fortunately, you will find that here. Please hit the like button only once, share the video, and subscribe if you like my content. Thank you very much for watching. Hey, what the hell's going on, freaks? Trying the StreamYards again. Why the hell not? But guess what today is, you guys? The first day of a new month. Where we started all over again. You know what I'm saying? What that means is, if you guys have the ability to support the channel on the live stream, last month we donated $3,000, which is better than the month before, but it's not as good as what we used to do all the time. So hopefully we can start this month off. Last month, the first 2 weeks were, I don't know what was going on, but it was really weird. It was just real struggle, and then we kind of made up. Yeah, in the second half, I put out a lot of different videos, trying, and we got going there. But thanks for everybody for making last night a great donation night. You know, specifically the regular characters out there, the freaks that are always supporting the channel. You know, Sharon Gornick was pretty amazing. She did 3 $100 matching sessions, so you know that worked. You know, and then we did I think John Dunn bought 50 memberships, which is like $250, and it just started picking up right at the end. The first hour though was just like, wow, what's going on? Pretty wild, pretty wild. So all I'm asking is, we're starting this new month. If you guys are out there and you have the ability to support the channel, the super chats, the coffees, etc., that would be great. Who's going to be the first of this month? Let's see. Anyways, Sandy just sent me something right before the show. It looks sort of interesting. Maybe we'll take a look at that really quick. Yeah, there you go. There's K-Me gifting a membership. I gotta start over with the names. I just leave yours as first again. There we go. And Moofies. That's right. Thank you. You guys are funny. Alright, so she just sent me this. You know, it looks like it's been out for a couple days, but I mean, this is pretty crazy. Dismembered remains of missing 14-year-old girls are found in trash bags left along a highway. Why did it go so far? She was just innocent. I mean, that's kind of even just a weird comment. Why would it go so far? What would go so far? What are you talking about? Like, the dismembered remains of a 14... It should have gone somewhere, but not that far, you know. The dismembered remains of a 14-year-old girl were found near an Arizona highway weeks after she went missing. I'd like to know, you know, is the time of death more recently? I mean, that would be pretty horrifying. Police are now trying to determine how she died and who was responsible. Emily Pike, a member of the San Carlos Apache tribe, was last seen wearing a pink and gray shirt on January 27th around 7:45 p.m. in the area of Mesa Drive and McKellips Road. Let's see where that is. I think I actually I could have saved a lot of time. I didn't even read that next paragraph. They said like Highway 271, or I mean mile marker 277 on Highway 60, and this is Globe right there. And so I found a mile marker 241 over there, so then I literally traced it around all the way to this area. So let's see if that turns out to be the, pretty close. No, that's where she was picked up of Mesa Drive and McKellips Road. Let me see where that is. Let's get that in there. Mesa Drive and McKellips Road. Probably similar. I bet this is kind of where she lives. Yeah, especially since there's like a bunch of houses around. Emily Pike was last seen 7:45 p.m. right there on well, what day was that? I think it was like oh yeah, January 27th. Alright, there we go, got that. Weeks later, on February 14th, the remains in a trash bag were found off Highway 60, milepost 277, near Globe. The Gila County Sheriff's Office said Thursday the Sheriff's Office and other law enforcement agencies are conducting an investigation into the homicide. So anyways, like I said, I measured all the way from mile marker 241 all the way over to here, and that's Globe. So let's see how close it was. I just got there right before the show started, so I don't know. We'll have to go look for the mile marker on the ground, but it should be close. So let's see if there's a mile marker somewhere around. So I don't see one, so we'll just go this direction and see what it is. And there's mile markers they just put on the side of the road. They're pretty big, so we should be able to see it from a distance. All right, guys, we're currently stuck at 5, so let's get moving. Have a good first day of the month. That'd be great. Let's see. Don't see anything. Or maybe, is that something green down there? There might be something right there. I think I see a mile marker. No, not yet. I was probably like just around the corner the other direction. Hey, thanks, Allie Cake. Here, let me go a little bit further down, like right here. Okay, might be something right here. Yeah, this is Highway 60 and 77. Hey, thanks, Allie Cake. There we go. So that's 281. All right. So here's what we do. We go like this. Watch. because they don't have like usually they don't have mile marker maps or anything. So let's see, 281, and now I have to go back 4 miles the other direction. And so that should be pretty easy. Go right up here, and then start there and go 1, 2, that's 0.8. Let me go higher up in the air. Right here. See, that's where I had 277 there. That's not even close. I don't know how, because I actually cut off spaces. It should have been way short. It's sort of interesting if it went the other direction, though. Let's see. 353 should be coming up here. Right there. And there's a mile marker right there. And there it is. 277. Isn't that cool? How easy that is? Anyways. So I guess there were just bags right here. Man, that's crazy. You know, it does make you wonder if they pulled over here, though, and just put them, you know, back here in this open area. It looks like that'd be a hell of a lot easier to drive and then drive back there, doesn't it? And there we go, 277. Man, look how far away that measurement was. That's crazy. Maybe I did the math wrong. Alright, so 277. And so that's what it seems like to me. I bet you her remains were found right over here. Somewhere over there. All right. Well, heck, maybe we could do something tonight where we do... I don't know. I was thinking of Nick Mech again. I don't know how that would work. It's the first night of the month. Alright, so here it said, the Sheriff's Office and other law enforcement agencies are conducting an investigation into the homicide. The teen's remains were found in different trash bags, with some of her limbs still missing. I mean, what a jeez. The autopsy showed she had face and head trauma, according to the outlet. A cause of death has not been determined. My daughter, she was very happy and kind person. She loves painting. She loves art. She loves to draw. Steph DeZella, the girl's mother, told Arizona family. Okay, let me find that really quick. This is just, it was in my email just before I started the show, so I didn't have time. So Steph DeZella, Arizona. So there's a Stephanie DeZella that's 37. Well, there's another one that's 37 in Phoenix. Where does she live then? My daughter is very happy. She loves Steph DeZella, the girl's mother, told Arizona Pike aspired to go to college and pursue art, her mother said. The teen was living in a group home in Mesa at the time. So that's usually when you're sort of a trouble doing different things. She disappeared while her family was living in San Carlos Apache Indian Reservation. Is that something I can put in the search? Let's see. Stephanie Docella. Hey, thanks up there. Ivan Victor. What's going on, man? Thank you. Look at that. Ivan Victor, 17 months. Right. And they said that San Carlos Apache Indian. I don't even know if that works. So maybe like Show Arizona, is that? There's two of them. I mean, it's crazy because there's two Stephanie Docella. I mean, you don't even see Docella very often. And there's actually three of them. They're all 37 years old. I bet you they're the same person. And they're all, yes, they are, because they're all the same birthday month and year. So I'll just pick the one that's the more recent one. And see where that says. Alright, so we've got, this is the latest address. It doesn't seem very recent though. It's 2008. Is this an Indian reservation over here? I don't know. Looks like a trailer park, so probably not. Let's type in the name of that Indian reservation and see. Well, she was living in a group home, right? So. San Carlos Apache Indian Reservation. Okay. So let's see if it's anywhere near here. No. So her parents currently are living somewhere over here on this Indian reservation. I don't know how big it is, like where it goes out to. I don't even see any homes or anything on there. So that's where that is. But she lived in a group home. So I guess that would be an interesting, if somebody has the group home name, put it in the chat. Maybe it's in this article here, though. Her case manager finally came. Hey, look at that. Ivan Victor upgraded to Megazoid. Thank you. Very cool, very cool. Got to get this month started off on the right foot. I put out a video today, didn't really get viewed very much. The one from yesterday is still getting a little bit of views, so I guess that's pretty good if you can combine them together. But we'll have to see. Her case manager finally came a week later to tell me she was missing. Now the teens remains. Yeah, so she was just in a group home, and then her case manager only told the parents a week later. Now that the teen's remains have been found, her family has questions about what led to her death. Well, I would imagine. Why did it go so far? I don't understand a question like that. Like, it should have been maybe death, but wow, I don't even understand saying that. She was just an innocent. She was a baby. This is pain that I hope no other mother would go through. No one has yet been arrested in connection to Pike's death, but authorities are currently speaking to 3 potential suspects, DeSella told the outlet. They have 3 suspects, but they didn't tell me their names yet. They will talk to me about it today, the grieving mother said. The Independent has reached out to the sheriff's office for more information. You'll never be forgotten. I love you, her mom said, until we meet again. Rest in peace. Authorities are urging anyone with information about the incident to contact the Gila County Sheriff's Office, the Bureau of Indian Affairs, or San Carlos Apache Tribal Police. That's actually somebody else with the other name. Let's see what this one, if there's anything different in this one.
The remains of a 14-year-old girl were recently found in a wooded area outside of Globe. The teen had been missing after she walked away from a group home. 12 News journalist Sean Rice is joining us where those remains were found with some new emerging details on her death. Sean?
How did 14-year-old Emily Pike disappear from...
Is joining us where those remains were found with some new emerging details on her death. Sean?
Oh, that's not where they were found. It's not even close. It's like 20 miles away where they got that red dot.
How did 14-year-old Emily Pike disappear from a Mesa group home and 2 weeks later have her remains found right here where I'm standing off Forest Road 355 around 20 miles northeast of the town of Globe? That's a question the Gila County Sheriff's Office and the San Carlos Apache Police Department are desperately trying to answer. January 27th, 2025. That's the date Mesa police say young Emily Pike walked away from a Mesa group home in the area of Mesa Drive and McKellips for over...
Okay, so there's a group home. That's right where that pin was. That's Mesa Drive and McKellips. What is that? Dry car wash. Some food. What would you call a place like that? Yeah, I know where it is. I got a pin there already. I just need the name of need to know the name of the place. Let's see. Group home. And where is this? What town is this? Well, there's a whole bunch of them around here. You know, there's these. Like maybe it's this. That's assisted living. It's not going to be. It's probably like for troubled youths. What are you saying? Office 60. We know where she was found. Lynn, you know, don't just come jumping in. Ooh, let me get this one. You know, we've already found where she was found. We're just trying to find the name of the group home she was staying in. All right? I know exactly how people are. I lived there. Hey, I know all the answer. Hey, look at it. It was off of 60. Yeah, we know. We already found that. I spent like an hour trying to find mile marker 277. But what do they call that? I'm sure they're like, what's the generic term? You know, group home. What does that even mean, right? So give me like what is the, you know, I don't know. I don't even know what you call it, but I'm sure there's one right in this area, right? Maybe it doesn't really look like, maybe right there, perhaps. That's kind of what they look like sometimes. There's no place on there, though. Yeah, maybe a halfway house or something. I don't know. Okay. No. Oh, yeah, youth center. That sounds good. Yeah, there's some right here on 87 there. Right, but you just jumped in with saying Office 60. That's what I'm trying to say, Lynn. Just kind of relax a little bit, see what we're talking about, and then jump in, all right? Let's see. Well, assisted living's for old, like old elderly people, though. Usually, right? Not a 14-year-old. I think this is sort of like, troubled youth group home situation. So this is Mesa, Arizona. Let's see. So group home in Mesa, Arizona. Group home for kids. Mesa. Okay, I don't know. Maybe there was one that was kind of over here, and they just walked to there. Maybe. Don't know. Avery House? Where's that? Jeez. Okay, group home for teens in Mesa, Arizona. Now it says the Avery House. Now, so there's one way over here. So that doesn't sound right. Yeah. Let's see, Mesa Children's Center. Yeah, I mean, when I type in group homes, like group home, Mesa. No, I mean, there's more. Look, oh, what's this one right here? Honor Health Medical Group. So maybe this Winston Park thing there. And that's, I mean, it's sort of close where you could walk over here and go up, but why would you go up there, I guess? But the red dots are, see, this is where she was last seen. And then there's these red dots over here. And like that one's pretty close, right? That Winston Park. Well, let's just see what that is. Don't know. That's assisted living, so that's not going to be the right place. But anyways, I don't know. If you guys get the exact name, let me know. I don't have it. No,
the remains
there's
of a
tons of
14-year-old girl were recently found in a wooded area outside of Globe. The teen had been missing after she walked away from a group home. 12 News journalist Sean Rice is joining us.
Let's see what this one says. Human remains found near Globe, just off of 60 earlier this month, were identified. It was actually off of, there it is, milepost 277 that we found. Identified as a teen reported missing out of Mesa. The Gila County Sheriff's Office confirmed. Officials identified the body recovered as that of 14-year-old Emily Pike. Authorities are investigating her death as a homicide. Information regarding her remains found off of US 60 north at milepost 277 on Forest Service Road. Okay, so now we have to go to, that's Forest Service Road. There's a Forest Service Road over here. Is that what that is? Or that looks like a, that's a road because there's a line on it, I think. They said Forest Service Road. Man, how did somebody stumble upon that? It's probably what this is right here, though. They called it Bassett Road, but I would imagine that would be... That's the only one that's right there. And that could be a road too. That looks like it just kind of goes around like that. Crazy. Let's see what it says right here on the road next to that sign. So you just drive back there? that's wild. But that's the only thing. Like, that's 277 mile marker, and that's really the only road that's out there. I mean, I guess it looks like a hiking trail there. But hey, guys, we're starting off this month really slow out there. So if you guys have the ability, could you please help support the channel to get our month started off right? Because it's all just another trek to the end of the month again. All right? So please consider buying the coffees or the super chats, etc. That's how this channel survives, because of you guys. All right? So I would appreciate it. We're currently at $20, which is 1/10 or less of the goal. All right, so the Gila County Sheriff's Office, as well as the San Carlos Apache Tribal Police, began an investigation. On Thursday, investigators determined that the remains were from a juvenile from the San Carlos Apache tribe who had been reported missing to the Mesa Police Department, according to a release from GSCO. Yeah, I already found that one. Mel Stiller, just like 2 minutes ago. I put it on the screen. It's too far away. According to a post from GSCO, it was decided that further information needed to be investigated before alerting the public, and there was no indication that there was an active threat to the community. Unfortunately, let's see what this says right here. It says, Sheriff Adam Shepard would like to release the following information regarding the Facebook post that has been in circulation about the remains located off Highway 60 North, mile post 277 on Forest Service Road 355. On February 14th, 2025, the remains of an unidentified female were found in the Gila County let's see. Gila County Sheriff's Office, in conjunction with the San Carlos Apache Tribal Police, began an investigation. Due to the circumstances, it was decided that further information needed to be investigated before any public notification. There was no indication that there was an active threat to the community, except for the fact that there's somebody that's been, mutilated and put into different plastic bags. If you feel like that person roaming around doesn't cause a threat, then sure, you might say that. Unfortunately, the information on the Facebook was intended for only law enforcement agencies and was leaked. GCSO detectives are currently working long hours to make a positive identification and find any information and evidence. If anyone has any information, please contact Gila County Sheriff's Office, Detective 928-200-2352. Hey, thanks, J Cool 3300. All right, well, there we go. We're at 25, you guys. So if you're out there and you can support the channel, that'd be great. Well, there you go. That's it on that. I don't really have anything else to, we don't know the circumstances of why she, left the group home, or is that something, the reason she was in the group home? That'd be great to know that too. Did she leave with somebody? And obviously somebody, she may have died accidentally and the person cut her into bits. I mean, that's just ridiculous, though. We actually did a contest. Remember that? Remember the poems, you guys? That was pretty funny. Yeah, using the tune of Rockabye Baby, you had to write a morbid song describing the sentiment of somebody who, when they're at a house and somebody accidentally dies, their first instinct is to chop them up, put them into bags, and place their body parts all over the place. I, for one, even if that person didn't kill them, if you have the ability to take a body that's already dead and chop it up into bits and place it around the city, you should get 25, 30, 40 years in prison just for you being able to do that. That means you're nuts. You are psycho, and probably coming up in the near future, you'll do the same thing. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's what I thought. That was kind of fun. All right. Now we're going to switch over to the case of Gene Hackman. So, I don't know if you guys are following it, but they had medicine for thyroid, and the other medicine was for high blood pressure. All right. I just said that. Jog 73. I just said that. My God, you guys. If I say somebody thinks they type it in as fast as they can. It's just like, God, give me a second. Jesus, my God, you people. Unbelievable. I went like this. I said, thyroid and high blood pressure. And somebody was like, oh my God! And then types in blood pressure because that was too much of a pause for them. It's hilarious. I mean, it's almost mind-boggling that somebody's that antsy sitting there with their hands, like on the keyboard. Right. So anyways, you've got the... let's see. You got the... Yeah, well, quit feeling that way. Just relax during the show, Right, we already know all the stuff about that. He had a pacemaker. We've covered, this is the third day that we've covered this thing. And the pacemaker, I think it was the 17th is the last day that it had a beat of some sort. So that's when they feel like he died. I'm actually starting to think more like I think it was Mike Patrick, or Fitzpatrick, I mean. Mike Fitzpatrick, who said, it kind of makes sense now. Now that we know that there's different medication. And when you look at Gene Hackman, he doesn't look anything like what he used to look like. It's not even close. So, let me see if I can find the one that had the pictures in it. It's crazy. That's not it. But man, you guys, we gotta get moving here. We're currently at a really struggle level again to start the month off, and it was so stressful for me last month, the first 2 weeks. So, is there any chance at all we can get the month started off on a better foot than last time? It was just absolutely. I mean, every day I was so stressed out, waking up, just going, "Oh God, here we go, here we go." I don't know where the one that had the pictures in it, but there was one that had like 37 pictures or so. Maybe it was in here. Can't find it. But yeah, I mean, he was 95 years old. His wife's 65 years old. Who knows if the high blood pressure medicine, who that was for, if that was for him. He didn't look like he had much blood pressure at all at the end there. I mean, he was a skeleton with... you couldn't tell that was Gene Hackman looking at him. And so... when you think about, like, what Mike Fitzpatrick said was that, let's see, that she may have passed out or something, fell on the ground, and maybe she went to the bathroom to grab some pills and take them because she felt like something was happening, and she grabbed them, but then she just sort of, had a cardiac incident and fell to the ground. And then Gene maybe was outside or something like that, and then he comes inside, and then he sees her on the ground in the bathroom, and he's like, oh my God, and he tries to go over, but the excitement, he falls on the ground, and he's just like, he just sort of dies because he is right on the verge anyways. I mean, look at 95 years old. He has a cane, very thin, like a skeleton almost. Something obviously wasn't right there. And maybe he does die on the ground there. And, then you still wonder about the dog. Why was there a dog in a kennel? But that sort of makes some sense right there. Something similar, something like that, And the thing is, when we go, wow, what are the odds that both of them died at the same time? Well, I guess you could just say one of them was very close to death at all times. So it's really just one of them that's, the 65-year-old, but we don't know her health. Yeah, but she died, right? So then, hey, thanks, Linda, for the coffee over there. Man, you guys, nobody seems to be listening to what I'm saying. That makes the most sense to me. Yeah, it does make sense. I think she died first, which gave him... Right, we just said that, greenhouse homestead. You just repeated exactly what I just said. Like you said, his condition today, I doubt he put a dog in a crate. Right. But the thing is she could have put the dog in the crate. But who knows why the dog was in the crate. And what I find almost like derelict of duty by the reporters is none of them asked, how did the dog die in the kennel? Okay, and then also, can you explain the dog in the kennel? Was it in a kennel? Was it also in a closet? Did it seem apparent why the dog might have been in the kennel? Just the dog in the kennel is the sort of like, it could be a red herring, but it's the one element that doesn't make a lot of sense. Okay? Well, we know why the dog probably died, Kelly. That's what we're saying. We weren't confused about that. We're trying to figure out, why was the dog in the kennel in the first place? I mean, you could make an argument that if somebody else came in the house, you maybe force the owners to put the dog in the kennel so that you can do something. But they didn't see any outward signs of anything on them. But it is sort of interesting that a German Shepherd type, guard dog is in a kennel and it dies, but then there's also, I guess, a couple other there that were just running around and the door was open. So I don't know. I don't know why that one in particular was in a kennel. Yeah, we said that, Sherry, like 5 times already. Let's see, and the other 2 dogs were found loose. Right, we said that too, yep. They don't even want the dog to eat them after they're... geez, come on, Gene. That's ludicrous. They want the dog to eat them. That's actually funny because it's so ridiculous. Hey, thanks, Tracy Harrison, for 61 months. But you guys, we're currently at $26 for the nightly goal of 200, and we're not even close. And I'd like to get this month started off well on the right foot, because last month, like I just told you, was a disaster, the first part. But I did a lot of hard work and a lot of generosity by the freaks, got us back to a reasonable number. But I don't want to have that same thing again this month. So with the number of people watching, should be pretty easy to hit the goal tonight, wouldn't you think? It doesn't seem like chatting is working out. I don't know what that means, Daphne. Don't know what that means. You keep typing stuff like that. I don't know what you're saying. I'm going to put you on timeout again. You're just always creating little diggy comments. Don't like it. Okay, let's see. Could even have been potty training. Yeah, I don't think they got like a puppy at 95. And I mean, that'd be weird, wouldn't it? Yeah, I mean, we have ours in this little contained area. But possibly they had gone out and were returning and hadn't let it back out yet. Could have just stepped out to get some sun and fresh air since he had slippers on. Yeah, he did have slippers on. That was one of the things. It didn't seem like he was outside. You know, usually you're just wearing slippers around inside the house. You know, I guess it's possible he went outside and had other shoes on, then took off those shoes and then put the slippers on. Maybe he was outside and something happened to her, and when he came back in, she's on the ground, and that's when he, like, freaked out. Something like that. I like that one better. Yeah, there's a picture of these. You know, it's hard to tell how old a dog is, you know, but because even a 1.5-year-old dog looks full grown. So they had a picture with 2 German Shepherds, and he looked like Gene Hackman in those pictures. Now, let's say that was when he was 85. He may have still looked somewhat normal when he was 85. Then, you know, maybe one of those dogs got really old too, and perhaps, you know, I don't know. I mean, there's like the options are that they did something to themselves at the same time, but it doesn't seem like that because they're separated. I mean, it seems like if they both decided to take their lives, they would have got on a bed, taken the drugs, and maybe held each other and then passed away. Something like that. Instead, it looks sort of like, you know, actively, you know, there's activity going on. You know, there was like almost, you know, meaning like a struggle to live kind of thing. You know, not like, oh, we're just going to lay here peacefully and die away. You got one laying on the floor with an open pill bottle, almost like they were quickly trying to take something. You know, that doesn't seem to me, you know, with the open pill bottles and pills sitting around, that one seems like that, like they intentionally, like they were trying to grab the pills for something that was going on with them, but were already in a state. Like, let's say you're outside, and let's say they're both outside, and she's probably quicker because she's 65, and she started feeling like, oh my God, I gotta go outside, I gotta get my pills. And she goes inside, but he's struggling out there getting back in because he's got his cane, so he's walking slow. And she runs into the house, tries to get in there, and is like really at a bad place because of some cardiac event. Grabs the pills, they start flying all over the place. She's trying to get some in, and then she hits the ground. And then he finally gets back in the house 4 or 5 minutes later or something with that slow walk with the cane, because she usually helped him. And then sees her on the ground, and then he's like really emotionally feeling crappy. His heart's beating weird, and then he falls and hits the ground. But again, like, why was the dog in the kennel, right? You still got that one. Well, you can train it. You can crate train them by, you just give them enough room for them to stay in, and then as soon as you let them out, you put them on a pad or outside, and then they pee. You reward them, and then they start getting used to doing that. All right, I'll try it again, everybody. On this channel, on a nightly basis, the freaks help support the channel, and that allows us to, like last month, we just gave $3,000 away. It also supports my channel, allows me to keep doing the shows. There is no ad revenue on these live streams. It all comes down to you guys supporting the channel, and that's what allows me to keep doing the shows. Okay? Last month, like I just told you, we started off terribly, kind of recovered-ish near the end. And this month, I'd like to start off better. So, I know we had our night yesterday, but this is the same as every other month. So if you're out there and you can help support the channel, I would appreciate it. I don't know what else to tell you guys, but that's just the way we do it over here. And I think my work that I do on all the different cases absolutely deserves the support from the people, and I have no problem asking for that. Like I spent 5 hours, 6 hours making the video today that I put out there, and it only got 2,500 views, which isn't good at all for a video. The one prior to that got 16,000 views, and that one you can actually augment the income for the channel, but the video today, nobody watched it. So I don't know what to do else on my end. I can't get the algorithm to just show something. It just is what it is. So I need your guys' support on a nightly basis, regardless of what day it is. And I would appreciate it. Thank you. Well, we don't know what type of pills were scattered, but I would imagine that it wasn't Tylenol. So I would think it would be the blood pressure medicine. Maybe that's exactly the medicine she was taking. I don't even know what blood pressure Gene Hackman would have. Hey, thanks, Allie Cake and Linda. Appreciate it. Yeah, I said the same thing, but that she had a medical, and she rushed into the house because she could move quicker. And when he gets into the house, she's on the ground already. Him having a medical issue doesn't really work that well. Right. I mean, that seems less likely that a 64-year-old. I don't know, man. I don't know. Jeez, I guess it's the same way. Even if she's first, she had a life-threatening event. Yeah, so hopefully you guys heard what I just said to you guys. Thank you. Because of her comments, she's always making these little passive-aggressive comments in the background, Cindy. You know she does, so don't try to pretend. All right? All right, let's see. I take blood pressure medicine. You just take it once a day. You wouldn't take it in an emergency. Yeah, what if she forgot to take it, though, or something? Or thought that if she took it again, it would help whatever event she was having. I don't know, Lisa. I don't agree with what you just said. Just because you wouldn't, when your doctor told you not to do it, you don't know what you would do if you were in a panicking situation, feeling like you needed to do something. Okay, so I don't care if you guys want to go, well, the doctor told me you just take it once a day, and that therefore, I think when you're panicking, you go run over and you take your heart medicine. Thinking maybe if I can just lower it some more, whatever the hell you're thinking in your head, you're just not in the right place. They didn't say that there was nitroglycerin. They said that there was thyroid medicine and high blood pressure medicine and Tylenol. That's it. Yeah, you'd think you'd call 911 unless you're just really feeling like you're at that last second. Like you don't have time to do that. Yeah, I always tell people to take an aspirin. But what I just said to you guys a minute ago, did that have any bearing on anything to you? I just told you what this channel, how it survives, Let's see. You have stage 4 kidney disease. Ah, that sucks. My dad used to be, well, he's still one of the best out there, but he's retired now. A nephrologist. He used to be in charge of the transplant unit. So wouldn't have nitroglycerin. I don't know what that means. I don't know, man. It's a tough one tonight. Tough one. Specifically for episodes. Well, that sucks. Kayla, are you gonna do dialysis, or are you gonna be able to get a kidney transplant, or what? I don't know. How's the mod? You mean Timothy Cecil? We seem to be doing okay. He gave me the license plate. I looked it up, came back to a Dodge. I can't remember. It started with, it was a Challenger, I think. Something like that. I didn't have names on it, so I wasn't able to give him a name. But yeah, saw that. Seems to be doing okay. He's got health insurance, is you can take time off from work, etc. Probably needs to go see a counselor for a little bit. But I think Timothy Cecil's a pretty tough guy. He doesn't need to. I used to have uncontrolled high blood pressure and had meds I took daily, and meds I took when my blood pressure shot up. Mm-hmm. I don't know. Any other theories here? I mean, the only other logical thing is that somebody else came in there and did something that we're not aware of. Like we can't figure it out. What wave, Tracy? You'll join the wave. The hell wave are you talking about? It's like dead as a doornail. Thank you. Oh, I didn't know Timothy. He got shot in the arm or shoulder by some drive-by shooter. And they shot 3 times, 2 missed. He got hit by another one. Yeah, I mean, he can probably avoid something like PTSD if he sees a psychologist pretty quickly or something. I don't know. I mean, it wasn't like a long. I mean, the instance itself might cause something like that, but. Girls going to hell in a handbasket. Drive by at work. Anybody else have any answers? Anybody? Sherry? All you guys have been following it? I mean, the thing is that what Mike Fitzpatrick said didn't make sense without the. Once we find that there's all these bottles of pills sitting around, then it kind of made more sense. That theory. I mean, before it was just pills, some pills. I didn't think the air heater had anything to do with anything. Hey, thanks, Moofies. 888. That's a weird one. I gotta be honest with you. Never seen that one before. And Alley Cake. Thank you. $888. Huh. Oh wait, because that's 777 by. That's pretty funny. Gotta be unique. Well, that you are. So there's no out of the box. So you're using all the facts in the case. Make sure that you can, if you can come up with a theory that works, that isn't just outlandishly nutty, See if you can think of something different. Nah, because it was in a. Well, here's the thing: we don't know if the dog was. When they say it was in the crate, was it locked in the crate? Did anybody ever say that? What if it just was in the crate, curled up in there? So maybe when those pills that are on the ground, when the wife, maybe she was having an event, tried to take some pills, and the dog came by later and ate them, and then when the dog wasn't feeling good, it went and crawled into the, and maybe he ate all the one. Well, no, they didn't say that. Well, they said the pills were on the counter, right? I don't know if they said it anywhere on the floor. And if there wasn't any on the floor, maybe one dog ate all of them and something happened to them. But I mean, what kind of medicine would there be? I guess if they just ate a bunch of stuff and... All right, let's see. My theory mentioned a few times, few shows back, she overdosed and he had succumbed to possible injury. Right, that's the one that Mike Fitzpatrick. Well, I don't know. See, my thing is that she didn't overdose because there's those pills that are all over the counter. It looked like something frantic was going on. What do you guys make of that? I mean, don't you think of the word frantic when you see pills all over the counter? Now, the gas leak was ruled out, so that's not something. I don't know. Maybe there was something on them. Lemon lime. I was just thinking maybe they were, when I was saying that, I was thinking maybe they were coated with something. Because sometimes they're coated with something that's not as shitty tasting, I don't know. Just think through things before you make comments like that. Let's see. The dog would vomit if he ate medicine. You guys always have these answers that are just like, what? How do you know if the dog would vomit if it had medicine? He would take the medicine, and maybe after it got into his system, it would affect him. I don't know. I don't believe in the dog eating the medicine theory. I'm just talking about it because somebody mentioned it. My God, you guys. To suggest a case or send a link on a current case, please email me, you guys. Hey, thank you so much to Clinton. Thanks for all your excellent channel that promotes factual analysis and rational discussion on the Buy Me a Coffee. I need to give him scrams. I'm not sure what that means. I can't even get my dog to eat his meat flavored heartworm pill. Dogs are really smart like that, aren't they? I mean, Blue at the end, he was just... You could take a piece of steak. That's when I knew he was getting close to time. When he just needed to take this little bit of Lasix, a little tiny piece. And then we didn't do Lasix anymore. We were just doing the Vetmedin. And we just give him a little piece of Vetmedin inside of steak, and he wouldn't eat it. That's when it's like, okay, if your dog doesn't eat steak, like literal, then there's something wrong. Because that's something they'll rip out of your hand, including your fingers. For chest pain, that would probably kill a dog, and a lot of older people take them. Oh, liverwurst. Yeah, I used to eat that stuff. You know what's really good? It was like liverwurst, lettuce on like rye bread or something. Like a lot of that, iceberg lettuce.
It's kind of a weird name, though. A liverwurst. Yeah, you can mold it around the pill. Yeah, that's a good way to do it, I think. That's right. They hate it. All right, we're currently at 1/4 of the goldenite, or not even that, like a little less than that. About 23%. So if you guys are out there and you can help support the channel, that'd be great. Let's see. Could have been lots of mayonnaise. Oh, hell no. Yeah. Not putting mayonnaise on a liverwurst. That's like a complete, just ruins it. What do you do? Mix up the mayonnaise and the liverwurst into a paste and make a sandwich out of it? Now Karen's going to put like 18 of those vomit signs on there. Yeah, so I guess that's it. We got to wait for the answers now. The thing is really, you could look at this case like one of them died sort of unexpectedly, and the other one died, and they were always close to death recently. Okay, and so they were likely that they could die somewhat easily. And so something happened where that took place with Gene Hackman. I think he, just the slightest trauma for him might have killed him. He's got the pacemaker. He's 95 years old. Looks like he lost half his body weight. Didn't look like him at all. Really frail person. And so it seems like that could have led to him dying, and the other person, his wife dying, might have been something that, I mean, you got to see it like she took care of him all the time. And then the one person that would always take care of him dies. That must have just made him panic, perhaps. And then he tried to get somewhere to get somebody, and then he falls down, and then he's just, I don't know, man. I don't know. That's what it feels like. Something in that realm. I thought maybe originally it was possible. I mean, I had about 50 different ideas, so I don't really remember which one was first, but it could have been like they both wanted to take their own lives, but it doesn't really make sense if you're doing that they're spread around in places that aren't natural too. Like you're on the floor in the bathroom. Right? So that's not natural. That's not where you would choose to lay down if you took medicine to take your own life. And then he's on the floor somewhere else with his cane next to him, and and glasses on the ground, and that's not a natural place that you would choose to be if you were taking medication and take your own life. So you got to think that both of the events are deaths that happen separately, around the same time, but maybe because of the same, like one of them dies and then the other one tries to help, and then they die because they're too frail and old, and that activity just alone killed that person, and that would be Gene Hackman. So there you go. That sort of makes the most sense, right? And then the dog being in the kennel, we don't know if the dog was locked in the kennel. I guess we just all assumed that, didn't we? I don't know if it said the dog was locked in the kennel. Does anybody remember that wording? Because I don't remember that wording. I just remember something like the dog was in the kennel. So couldn't the dog be in the kennel for just because it went in there, And I guess if the door's open in the kennel and it died, I'll tell you what, the case would be much more bizarre if that's true what I just said. I gotta, it's like I gotta. This whole thing just sucks, Hey, thanks so much, Cheryl Moran. Very cool. All right. Awesome. And I'll be sending out a bunch of notebooks tomorrow. I'm going to do that in the middle of the day. I got about 12 to send out. If you guys want one, you buy it for $30. You can buy one on PayPal, you get the notebook, a stress ball, a pen, and a GHI poker chip. All right. And look at, here's the new GHI poker chip. I don't know if you can see it, but look at that. That's pretty sweet. All right. Yeah, well, what I just said doesn't make as much sense, because what I was saying was, let's say the dog was just found in the crate. Then why did the dog die? If it was found in the crate and it wasn't locked, then you'd have to come up with another reason that the dog died. But if it was locked in the crate, the death of the other two is why the dog died, because it wasn't able to drink water or eat for 11 days or 9 days or something, and that's likely why the dog died, and that would make sense. And then we're all caught up on, why did they lock the dog in the crate? Well, maybe that's just what they did sometimes with that dog, They thought maybe the dog tried to escape many times, and it's like when they have the doors open, they want fresh air to come in, they got to lock him in the crate because that dog's just going to take off. It could be something that simple. And then something happened in the house where those two died and the dog never made it out. And that's just sort of a tragic outcome of that. But if you say that the dog was locked in wasn't locked in the crate, then you have to come up with another reason that the dog died, and then the death of that dog is likely related to the death of the other two people at that point if it wasn't locked in the crate. You get what I'm saying? All right. Yeah, well, they said it in a crate in the bathroom closet. Now, but was the closet open, though? You see, that's the whole thing, is we don't know, what that means. You know how there's, a closet, and then there's a crate in there? It's probably a walk-in closet, for God's sakes. And then there's a crate in there, and was the crate open, or was the crate closed and it was locked in? I'm hoping, unfortunately, I guess the case will be less nefarious or something, in that nature, if the dog was locked in, then we know why the dog died, and then we just need to work on why the two adults died. If the dog just sort of laid down and died in there, well, then it's, I wouldn't even say the word nefarious, but there's something more unusual going on. Do you agree with that? Because then it's like, well, how did that dog die? And then if the dog died, then it has to be related to how the two adults died too. If it just laid down in there. Yeah, especially for people who, well, they need to know the answer of why. Wendy, for sure. But they were pretty private people. I wonder if some of the movies that Gene Hackman was in made it so he didn't want to have surveillance cameras. Because he was in a couple, that one with Will Smith, Enemy of the State, maybe, something like that. I think that's what it was called. That one, he had a ton of surveillance cameras in that one, but then it makes you wonder if you thought of the opposite of that. Like, man, I don't want anybody looking in on me or seeing what I'm doing. Yeah, that's true. I'd like to know, that's a pretty good idea there. Lady of Cali said, it's not uncommon to put a dog in their crate at bedtime. Well, we do it every single night, yeah. Like with Gracie and Chloe, they just go in their little thing, we zip it up, and they sleep in there, and in the morning we put them out, and they're running around. Yeah. Why wouldn't you do that? A dog shouldn't be sleeping on... I'm just saying, this is my opinion. I don't think dogs should be sleeping on adults' beds at night sleeping. Unless, if your partner's out of town or something like that, then okay, But every night, that's crazy, right? Gray, I do it every single night, man. That's mean. Gosh, how would she know, Dodie? All right. Okay, so the dog was sick and it just got back from the vet, and then everybody else died because of the dog. So now we're gonna say that the dog just was sick and got back from a vet and died, and then the 2 adults died on the same day randomly. So 3 people died randomly. 3 entities died randomly. I don't believe that. Let's see. And how old the dog was. Or, I mean, I guess you could, I mean, it still doesn't make sense. If the dog died at home and they were upset about it, why does it look like they frantically died? Because, again, the pills are on the counter. She's on the ground next to the bathroom, in the bathroom. And then he's somewhere else in the house. No, I know a lot of people sleep with their dogs. I don't think people should sleep with... I mean, I guess when you're older and you're by yourself or something, who cares? But, you know, you let them outside. They have a lot of, get bugs on them and shit like that. I don't know. I don't think negatively about anybody that have a dog sleep with them on their bed. You know, I've taken naps with one. Or I've done that with Blue and Chloe, and that's about it. I let one dog sleep in bed, but each pet varies. Mine was tiny. Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of, I mean, the really big ones, it's weird to me. I guess they could be kind of warm in the winter, though. A big one, like a Labrador or something, just sitting there. Never had an inside dog. What do you mean you've never had an inside dog? What does that even mean? What the hell is that? You've never had an inside dog? That's what dogs are, they're inside animals. My other half sleeps with his dog under the covers in his truck. What, do you have like a kennel outside and they just run around and never make it inside the house? Man, that's weird. Sometimes a pet sleeps like a pharaoh and takes up the entire bed. That's weird, Cindy. Jeez. My pet's dog had bed every night, and I'm lucky to squeeze in. All right, anyways. Do you guys want me to go back over? I'm going to go back over the Delphi stuff from yesterday because I don't think people were really paying attention. Everybody was doing I think that's when Timothy Cecil was talking about the shooting, and everybody's doing the matching stuff, and it just kind of got discombobulated. So I think I'm going to go back over that again. What happened? I just put that in. Oh, there it is. Right. Do you guys mind if we go on to that? But we're currently now at about 50% of the nightly goal, but only on Super Chats, only at $46. But we have the channel membership one boosted it up to about 50%. So if you guys out there as a whole pretend that it's Sharon Gornick matching the 100, and if you did that, we'd get to the goal, you guys. It's that simple. Really easy. All right. Nah, dogs aren't just animals. They're actually much better than that. Man, that must suck for that dog. Jesus. All right, let me go back over. This is what You remember when the defense team in the Delphi case, they put out their motion to preserve and produce specific evidence regarding that Richie Davis guy? So let's take a look at this and then compare it to what the reality was, okay? I'm probably going to put a video out on this tomorrow. It says, on February 12, 2025, Richard Allen's counsel Andrew Baldwin met with inmate Richie Davis. During their meeting, Mr. Davis informed Attorney Baldwin of the following: that he was in a unique position of having met both Keegan Kline and Ron Logan. Oh, wow, we heard of that. During their stays at Newcastle Correctional Facility, Mr. Ricci talked with Ron Logan about the Delphi murders on multiple occasions. Over the course of time, Logan confessed to his involvement in the murders along with 2 other people. During those conversations, Logan provided certain details of the crime that only the actual killer would know, but never divulged who the other 2 people involved in the murders were. In around March 2024, Keegan Kline was placed in the same general area as Richie Davis, and at some point apparently learned that Richie Davis had talked to Ron Logan while Logan was incarcerated in Newcastle. Over time, Kline began questioning Richie Davis as to Richie Davis's conversations with Ron Logan and whether Logan had ever mentioned his, Keegan Kline's, name to Richie Davis during those conversations. Richie Davis began to realize that Kline may have been one of the other members of the crew that Logan described as being involved in the murders. Over time, Keegan Kline began to reveal information about the Delphi murders that corroborated details of that Ron Logan had revealed to Richie Davis several years earlier. Some of the details Keegan provided to Richie Davis are the types of details that could only be known by someone involved in the killings. Except for the fact that, never mind. Some of the stuff he was saying was after the letters that he sent in to McClellan were sent in after the Frank's memorandum, like a year later. So he already had this like inside information when he wrote those. Some of the details Keegan Kline provided to Richie Davis are the types of details that could only be known by someone involved in the killings. These conversations between Richie Davis and Keegan Kline occurred all the way up until the guilty verdict, at which time Kline expressed his relief that he would no longer be viable suspect in the murders due to Richard Allen's conviction. Not knowing whether Richard Allen could be the 3rd person involved in the murders, Richie Davis asked Keegan Kline whether Mr. Allen was the 3rd person involved. This whole thing right here is a lie, you guys. This part right here. Not knowing whether Richard Allen could be the 3rd person involved in the murder, Richie Davis asked Keegan Kline whether Mr. Allen was the 3rd person involved in the murders. Kline replied that Richard Allen was not the 3rd person and had nothing to do with the murders. Keegan Kline further revealed to Richie Davis that that Kline and Logan knew each other through the sharing of child pornography, etc. Richie Davis further explained that once Keegan Kline began revealing his role in the murders sometime in the summer of fall of 2024 before Mr. Allen's October trial, Richie Davis, began sending letters to Nick McClellan, providing many of the details of Richie Davis' conversation with, McClellan got those letters. Richie Davis indicated he believes he sent as many as 8 letters. Attorney Baldwin met with Richie Davis on March 27th, 2024, which is that's, okay, that was a year earlier, I guess. Okay, and learned very limited information from Richie Davis. At their February 12, 2025 meeting, Richie Davis further admitted that when Attorney Baldwin met with Richie Davis on March 27th, that he did not provide all the details that he knew at the time of Attorney Baldwin for 2 reasons. He had not yet heard of the many details that Keegan Kline ultimately provided him, including that Keegan Kline was involved in the crime and that Keegan Kline, knew Ron Logan. And two, that that time he met with Attorney Baldwin in 2024, he could not be sure whether Richard Allen was one of the other two people that Ron Logan described as also being involved in the murders. Mr. Davis stated that he was guarded during their March 27, 2024 meeting with Baldwin because he did not necessarily want to assist Richard Allen's defense. But anyways, so the key line up there was that, not knowing whether Richard Allen could be the third person involved in the murders, Richie Davis asked Keegan Kline whether Mr. Allen was the third person involved in the murder. Kline replied that Richard Allen was not the third person and had nothing to do with the murders. Right. Okay, then we've got this response to that whole situation. So here we go. Let me get that in there. This is the one from yesterday. All right, so I think it's better to word it like this. That as the court had already outlined, let me just go down, that the defense in their motion also asked the state to provide specific evidence demonstrating exculpatory evidence for the defendant. That most of what Richie Davis told attorney Andrew Baldwin is false. That attorney Andrew Baldwin had an opportunity to fact-check the information that Richie Davis provided to him, but instead chose to put the information in a public motion without verifying its truthfulness. For their adoring fans out there. And then it's that the state contacted the Department of Corrections and had the department send a list of all outgoing mail from Richie Davis to Carroll County. So here we go. McClellan's getting all the letters he sent. And then it's Exhibit I and I think, or 1 actually. And it says that as court can see from the list, Richie Davis did not send the state 8 letters. He only sent 3 letters. 1 letter on October 4th, 2025. So this is right as trial's about to start. And 1 letter October 21st. That's all, and I guess it's all during or very near the trial of State of Indiana versus Richard Allen. That the state was able to recover 2 of the 3 letters sent from Richie Davis. The letter sent on October 4th, 2025, and the letter sent on October 21st. So apparently there's another letter that was sent on the 15th that they don't have. That the letters sent by Richie Davis are not exculpatory for Richard Allen, and therefore are not evidence or discovery. That the letter, so look at that the letters in fact accuse Richard Allen of committing the murders. It's not exculpatory evidence for Richard Allen, it is inculpatory evidence. Yeah, so it actually mentions him. And it says that the letter dated October 4th, 2025 is titled Information on Keegan Kline and Richard Allen. The letter goes on to implicate Richard Allen. So again, if you go back to a minute ago, the letter, the motion sent in by Baldwin said that Richard Allen was not the third person. That Keegan Kline literally said it wasn't him. So see how Baldwin is just a scumbucket liar? This guy will do anything. I mean anything for his client, right? But hey guys, I'll try it one last time on here tonight. We are currently writing not even at 50% of the goal on our first night of the month. So if you're out there and you have the ability to, so, if you can support the channel, that'd be great. We got the super chats, the buy me a coffees, the channel memberships, etc. Just like to get the month started off on the right foot. But if we can't, we can't. Right? Let's see. So he says the letter goes on to implicate Richard Allen in the murder, stating that he set up the meeting with the girls. He is the one that killed the youngest girl, and that once the girls were killed, Richard Allen moved the bodies. Then in the letter dated October 21st, 2025, Richie Davis states that Ron Logan, Keegan Kline, and Richard Allen are responsible for the murders. He goes on to state that attorney Andrew Baldwin is an ignorant lawyer who was hinting me to lie for him and his client, saying that I should know how it is. I mean, see that? I mean, Baldwin was trying to get Richie to lie. So of course that's what he did. That although the state has diligently searched all the evidence involved in the case, the state cannot locate or even verify that the second letter sent from Richie Davis was received by the office. That James Winters did call the prosecutor's office on October 15th and near October 21st to verify that his office had received the letters sent by Richie Davis. However, at that time, he did not indicate how many letters that Richie Davis sent or when he sent them. He just called to confirm that the state had received some letters from Richie Davis. Further, he indicated to the office that both Keegan Kline and Richie Davis had been subpoenaed by the defense to testify at trial against Richard Allen, but they never called those people. Why not? And you know why? Because if Keegan Kline got up there, he just would have said, yeah, that's not true. Yeah, that's not true at all. That's not true at all. That there is zero evidence found in the investigation that Ron Logan and Keegan Kline knew each other or shared or exchanged child pornography. That the state was able to obtain recent communications between Keegan Kline and various civilians where Keegan Kline denies the allegations set out by Richie Davis, herein attached as State Exhibit 4. That further in these text communications, Keegan Kline states that Richie Davis is an idiot. That's what Keegan Kline said. I've only talked to him maybe 2 times. He's one of those guys in prison that tries to write all different prosecutors and get time cut on people's case. It's laughable. Keegan reiterates this point in several of the responses that he texts. So that shows you that Richie Davis would just go around and send letters off to hey, Jenna, I can't believe you would sit there and read something about the sister. It's all garbage, man. Every bit of it. Okay, so don't waste your time typing it in here that you read stuff, so make somebody else interested to go look. You should be ashamed to even read the damn stuff. It's stupid. It's disgusting garbage. The second you're looking at it, report it. It's trash, okay? Right, just don't do it, man. And you don't mention it somewhere, because then it makes people, ooh, let me go read it. Okay, it's sick. These people are disgusting people. But the court can see from State's Exhibit 1, Richie Davis did send several other letters out to other attorneys, which adds credence. So he's out there trying to, guess at different cases. Hopefully he gets something that only the killer would know, right? But he's way off. That attorney Andrew Baldwin could have requested this information from the Department of Corrections to verify or debunk Richie Davis' statement before he made his filing, but chose to file the motion without verifying the allegations. That attorney Andrew Baldwin, by his own admission, interviewed Richie Davis on March 27, 2024. That attorney Andrew Baldwin had every opportunity before trial to depose Richie Davis and had every opportunity to call him as a witness at any hearing or at the trial, and chose not to. In fact, from James Winter's statements to the office, Andrew Baldwin had in fact subpoenaed Richie Davis to testify at the trial, believe it or not, but he never called. That attorney Andrew Baldwin now wants to present these statements from Richie Davis as irrefutable proof without any evidence or corroboration to back up the statements. That Richie Davis' statement to attorney Andrew Baldwin do not match the statements that he had made in the letters that he sent to the state. In those letters, he does not say Richard Allen is innocent or not involved. Quite the opposite. He says Richard Allen participated in the murders and is guilty. That evidence that contains allegations that the defendant is guilty with no proof of those allegations is not exculpatory evidence and therefore does not have to be turned over to the defense. That there is not a video interview of Richie Davis that exists within discovery or is within state's possession. That even if this was evidence the defense wished to use at trial, it was not newly discovered evidence. The defense knew of Richie Davis and interviewed him, had subpoenaed him for trial, and chose not to present the evidence to the court. Further, as the state has mentioned in previous responses, and information pertaining to Ron Logan or Keegan Kline falls under the state's motion in limine concerning third-party motive. The defense had 3 days to present evidence. This is that 3-day hearing they had, to meet their burden for third-party motive. They mentioned Ron Logan, but failed to meet their burden with the court. They chose not to present this evidence in that hearing. They also did not present this evidence when they renewed their motion during the trial. This now seems to be an effort by defense to use this motion to circumvent their burden concerning third-party motive. It's also the way that they go out and they try to give information to their fans that none of the evidence that the state has gathered from Richie Davis is exculpatory, nor is it discovery. That this motion seems yet another attempt by attorney Andrew Baldwin to push a certain narrative to the public, specifically the online world. He seems to file these types of this is the key right here. I mean, this is just absolutely nails it right here. That this motion seems to yet another seems, I think they probably meant to put, seems to be yet another attempt by attorney Andrew Baldwin to push a certain narrative to the public, specifically the online world. I mean, how accurate is that? He seems to file these types of motions with very bold allegations that he neither verifies the information nor does he present any evidence to back up the statements. That is unfortunate. 30 is that it is unfortunate that motions by the defense in this case have come to the point where the present statements from an inmate as fact without any legal or evidentiary support. See that? It's ridiculous.
My name is Richie Davis, number 1.
And these are the letters that, so that was McClellan, and he attached these letters here. So, here, let's do these. I'll put these on the screen at the same time. Right there. Yeah.
My name is Richie Davis, number 14393. I am incarcerated at the Newcastle confinement facility. I wasn't comfortable writing for fear of not being taken seriously. However, this has to be heard. There are several aspects that at first may seem all over the place. However, if I don't explain it all, you'll get confused. So forgive me, I'll do my best here. Back some years ago, a man named Ron Logan came here to Newcastle, and I daily conversated with him. A lot of things he opened up about made my ex-girlfriend contact the FBI, trying to do the right thing, to say the least. Fast forward until today. There also has been another guy who was transferred here from another prison back in early March 2014 by the name of Keegan Kline. For the last brief months, he seemed to need a friend, and quietly, very recklessly, began to talk of beating the system. I am in a protective custody unit with 98% child molesters, and trust me, the people speak and brag on their cases as if it is a cool thing. I am here on drug charges. However, Keegan Kline assumed I must have a rape case and began talking, and I slowly took information as he appeared to build trust with me. Oddly, since an earlier report by my ex-girlfriend was made regarding Ron Logan, out of nowhere, this lawyer pops up to visit me. Richard Allen's lawyer, Baldwin or something. wanting to know if I would come testify on Richard Allen's behalf regarding Logan. I told him no, because I had already planned on contacting you, knowing the information to do with Klein. I never told him about Klein, because the information involved Richard Allen, Kagan Klein, and Ron Logan, although he has now passed, as you know.
Well, right
I will
there.
now explain what Klein has told me, and I'll share the evidence he informed me of. So you see I'm doing this in good faith. Kagan...
So isn't that crazy? Like right here it says that Richard Allen in his little, it's not, none of this is true, but he's mentioning Richard Allen. But Andrew Baldwin said that it didn't mention him at all. They didn't know who the other one was. What a idiot.
told me he and his dad were working a hustle from this back page, making big money from child images. Every 6 months, they bought burner phones for clients, and R. Allen and Logan were 2 of them, and received new phones from Keegan. From what I was told, they did a lot of trading too. I am told they all had their hands in this murder, and I feel as though someone had the fall who isn't going to talk. This Allen guy sold a firearm to Keegan for 3 burner phones he supplied. Kagan somehow had the Abby girl victims take pictures of herself or traded them between the 3: Allen, Keegan, Logan. Richard Allen set up meeting the girls with Logan. However, they met at Logan's home drinking. Logan and Keegan met up with the girls as Allen was on the farm. Keegan had the firearm, and Logan had a carpet knife to scare the girls. They walked the girls back to the house where Allen waited. I was unsure about the story, being a lot of details. However, I pretended interested over time. Here are some details only the killers would know, and make yourself so you can weigh the information out. He informed me he and Allen moved the bodies 3 times, and they were not killed where the girls were found.
Crazy, Jog 73.
He said they staged the scene.
The only way you could never have heard of the Delphi case is if you're not a true crime person. But, you know, if you're only interested in one case or something, sure, you know.
Whatever that means. The youngest girl was kept alive longer, and Allen didn't want to kill her, but Kagan made him because it was too late. He said they all got nervous leaving town in their own cars, taking the bodies out to the log path to get rid of evidence. I honestly don't see him making all this up. However, if it appears he did for some sick reason, just disregard this letter. If by chance it seems to meet the evidence you are dealing with, you're welcome to come speak with me. To be honest, I'm only comfortable speaking with you for the moment. Please understand, as the United States is red in prison, however, I will talk to you for the time being. Take care. Sincerely yours, Richie Davis.
Actually, that's
Number
not what it says.
114393, Newcastle Correctional Facility, 1000 Van Nuysard, Newcastle. P.S. I also saved a note from Kagan. He wrote on lockdown that does say a lot, but he talked a little in it. Well concealed. If you want to meet me, let me know.
I thought I fixed that earlier. But the actual line isn't United States. It's, I understand no snitches. The no snitches label is real in prison, not United States. It says I understand the snitches label is real in prison. However, I will talk to you for the time being. So I already fixed all this, but let me go check something out really quick. So you guys, what's going on tonight with the lack of support for the channel? I mean, it's been, look it up in the chat. The last anything was like 40 minutes ago, and like I said before, this channel relies on you guys. So, not sure what else I can do extra. You know, maybe somebody can throw me in prison in a little bit. Maybe that'll help. Just, I don't know what the hell's going on. Let's see, Speechify, Studio. So I know I fixed that audio earlier. I don't know why it's still doing that. Yeah, I think it's like right here. Yeah, so let me export this. export audio to. Yeah, look at that. I got thrown in prison. I guess we'll. God, tonight, though, I'm nervous. I doubt I'll get out of it. Alright, so this would be part 1, right? Alright, so it should have been down here. Maybe while I'm sitting in prison, we can listen to that one again. Because I think the wording's quite a bit different. Not quite.
My name is Richie Davis, number 14393. I am incarcerated at the Newcastle confinement facility. I wasn't comfortable writing for fear of not being taken seriously. However, this has to be heard.
Alright, I'm going into prison, you guys. Will I get out? Hey, thanks, Linda. Will you guys be able to bail me out of prison tonight? I don't know. Let's see. We're just stuck in there. Well, there's Linda. We got Moothies.
There are several aspects that at first may seem all over the place. However, if I don't explain it all, you'll get confused. So forgive me, I'll do my best here. Back some years ago, a man named Ron Logan came here to Newcastle, and I daily conversated with him. A lot of things he opened up about made my ex-girlfriend contact the FBI, trying to do the right thing, to say the least. Fast forward until today. There also has been another guy who was transferred here from another prison back in early March 2014 by the name of Keegan Kline. For the last brief months, he seemed to need a friend and quietly, very recklessly, began to talk of beating the system. I am in a protective custody unit with 98% child molesters, and trust me, the people speak and brag on their cases as if it is a cool thing.
Hey,
I am
some
here on
ramen.
drug charges. However, Keegan Kline assumed I must have a rape case and began talking, and I slowly took information as he appeared to build trust with me. Oddly, since an earlier report by my ex-girlfriend was made regarding Ron Logan, out of nowhere, this lawyer pops up to visit me. Richard Allen's lawyer, Baldwin or something. Wanting to know if I would come testify on Richard Allen's behalf regarding Logan, I told him no, because I had already planned on contacting you, knowing the information to do with Kline. I never told him about Kline because the information involved Richard Allen, Keegan Kline, and Ron Logan, although he has now passed, as you know. I will now explain what Kline has told me, and I'll share the evidence he informed me of. So you see I'm doing this in good faith.
Oh, yeah,
Keegan
yeah.
told me he and his dad were working a hustle from this back page, making big money from child images. Every 6 months, they bought burner phones for clients, and R. Allen and Logan were 2 of them, and received new phones from Keegan. From what I was told, they did a lot of trading too. I am
Hey,
told
guys,
they
I'm
all
still
had
in
their
prison.
hands in this
How are we
murder,
getting out of here?
and I feel as though someone had the fall who isn't going to talk. This Allen guy sold a firearm to Keegan for 3 burner phones he
A file,
supplied.
all right.
Keegan somehow had the Abby girl victims take pictures of herself or traded them between the 3: Allen, Keegan, Logan. Richard Allen set up meeting the girls with Logan. However, they met at Logan's home drinking. Logan and Keegan met up with the girls as Allen was on the farm. Keegan had the firearm, and Logan had a carpet knife to scare the girls. They walked the girls back to the house where Allen
See, that doesn't even make sense, the whole thing about, that order there. Doesn't make any sense. Because Richard Allen's the guy on the bridge.
waited. I was unsure about the story, being a lot of details. However, I pretended
thanks,
interested
Lisa.
over
I
time.
think I got that one.
Here are some details only the killers would know, and make yourself so you can weigh the information out. He informed me he and Allen moved the bodies 3
Pike,
times,
right?
and they were not killed where the girls were found. He said they staged the scene,
Hey,
whatever
thanks,
that
Cheryl.
means. The youngest girl was kept alive longer, and Allen didn't want to kill her, but Keegan made him because it was too late. He said they all got nervous leaving town in their own cars, taking the bodies out to the log path to get rid of evidence. I honestly don't see him making all this up. However, if it appears he did for some sick reason, just disregard this letter. If by chance it seems to meet the evidence you are dealing with, you're welcome to come speak with me. To be honest, I'm only comfortable speaking with you for the moment. Please understand, as the United States is red in prison. However,
Why does
I
it
will
keep
talk
doing
to
that
you
if
for
the
the time
United
being.
States is red
Take
in
care.
prison?
Sincerely yours, Richie Davis. Number 114393,
Ridiculous.
Newcastle Correctional Facility,
play it
1000
again,
Van
but-
Nuysard, Newcastle. P.S. I also saved a note from Kagan. He wrote on lockdown that does say a lot, but he talked a little in it. Well, concealed. If you want to meet me, let me know.
All right, so that was that. Hey, by the way, thanks up there to Linda, Moofies, Allie Cake, Shell Moran again. You already got me those 10 memberships, too. Very cool. Shell Moran, Allie Cake, Ivan Victor, Uniquely, Susie Retired Hospice, Allie Cake, Moofies, Linda. Speechify Studio. Here, let me try to. I'm just trying to figure out why the hell that didn't export like that. I'll be back in a second. I mean, I'm here. I think that's probably good enough to get out of there for bail, right? I mean, I'll have to walk to the hotel and sleep in a tent, but other than that, I didn't have to do a plan. I have Go to Studio. I've already bought it. Thanks, Uniquely, Susie, Hospice, RN. Now we just need to get Crystal, a.k.a. Beaver Gaming sub Crystals. Crystal. Alright, so I'm pretty sure that I've already fixed that last portion down there that said that. Yeah, right there. The snitch label. See that?
To be honest, I'm only comfortable speaking with you for the moment. Please understand, the snitch label is real in prison. However, I will talk to you for the time being. Take care. Sincerely yours, Richie Davis. Number 114393,
so I'm not
Newcastle
sure.
Correctional Facility, 1000 Van Nuysard, Newcastle. P.S. I also saved a note from Kagan. He wrote on lockdown that doesn't say a lot, but he talked a little in it. If you want to meet me, let me know.
Yeah, so I've already exported this, and for some reason, it doesn't put that part in there. Alright, well anyways, his second letter... Wait. Yeah. The second one, though, is this one.
Dear Mr. McClelland, if you will look back on records, the same information now being released, this evidence, I done reported. I reported that the girls were cut up and their throats cut back in 2018. I reported the girls were moved and hidden in a barn and drove around until the search started. I reported that Mr. Logan left town,
You know what?
leaving the girls with 2 others until he got back because Logan got nervous. Recently,
So you know what the crazy part is that means that, see, Baldwin, he always tells people this stuff. Oh, they were driven away and stuff. And this guy said that, and he was going to maybe use him as a witness to say that at trial, but he never did. What a joke.
as I priorly wrote, I learned not now the last 5 months who also were involved. You have one now in Kagan Klein. If I even had 5 minutes to explain, you would see they all 3 are involved. I offered the detective who came to see me in 2018 just to put a wire on and let them conclude for themselves what all Logan was saying. McClelland, they declined the offer, which made no sense when it was a perfect opportunity, as it is a perfect investigation tool for 2 reasons. First, it would provide the information from the source, and to eliminate misinformation, as the reality of trusting an inmate's credibility is within the danger zone. I get it. The problem was the detective and examiner came with the mindset of not willing to believe me before I ever spoke. I have a disability of Tourette syndrome as it provokes my nervous system. I take several medications for treatment, and they gave me no chance to explain these facts. That is the reason I just simply offered to just put a wire on and allow it to be recorded. Fast forward, I was visited by attorney Andy Baldwin, who is representing Richard Allen, about 2.5 months ago. I didn't know who he was. However, he stated he was investigating past reports, and my name came up. He informed me that the information I gave in 2017 lined with the actual evidence of the murder scene. He asked if I would come to testify at his trial. I told him no, and the reason was knowing his client, Keegan Kline, and Ron Logan all are involved. Long story short, I wasn't going to help because I was planning on reporting the information to your office. Mr. McClelland, his ignorant lawyer, was hinting me to lie for him and his client, saying that...
See, what he's not saying, he's saying, Mr. McClelland, this ignorant lawyer, not his, so he keeps talking about, he uses his name, like he's talking to Mr. McClelland.
That I should know how it is. Please hear me out. No, I can never relate to child killers. I don't know what planet this attorney is on. It felt insulting in a way. He indicated this occult issues. He is far from right, because Kline told me they staged the scene because Ron knew they were coming after him. Because by the time they were killed, the police was everywhere and through the night, and there was no way to get the girls out of the area. I hope that we can speak because although Logan is passed away, the other two need to face the consequences. I've been afraid that I'm not taken serious, and Kagan will somehow get off and not see his day in court. I pray wholeheartedly you'll allow me to explain everything so you can compare the information to validate. I don't expect to be believed. However, you compare the information. Thank you. And as I promised, I would send the note Keegan wrote, and I'll send it with this. Take care.
Yeah, there you go. So, he mentions Richard Allen 1,000,000 times. And so it's crazy that his attorney comes out and says, they never mentioned who the third person was. Just completely lying to the judge. You see that? It's crazy. Anyways, let's see. To me, Cecil isn't here every single night. And I was emailing with him earlier today. All right, so maybe he's listening, maybe not, don't know. All right, so you guys want to go over some of the, because we can do it differently than I do in the video regarding the 3D images, the 360-degree images. All right, we can do it differently. In fact, I have it sitting right here. But make sure to help support the channel. We're switching over to we're now at, if we get, I think, 30 more, we actually reach the low end of the goal. So that'd be pretty sweet. Be good to get that on the first night. All right. So let's see. We've got right here. So it's cool is I was able to, once I render this video in Adobe Premiere, in this software program, it's actually Insta360 Studio. I can look around, you can look around. It's a 360-degree shot, right? So see that? And so we can just kind of move it forward into here's the first shot inside the house. See, look, there's the front door. Okay, that's the storage facility. Now, if somebody had lived in this room, they would have heard the entire attack on Xana. This person in this room would have been just like Dylan Mortensen up on the next level. So if Bethany Funk had lived in this room, she would have heard the same type of thing. All right, and so I guess we're still there again. There's the stairs that go up. And now this is in that storage unit, and right above is Xana's room. See, but isn't it amazing, this type of technology, this 360 degree? Look at that. And I'm doing it differently because I want people to be able to see where things are. So right there is the same room. And if you look right above, look at that. That's actually, one of the bodies on the ground in Xana's room. right above the storage room. So like I was saying, if Bethany Funk, for example, happened to be in this room, she would have been right below it. All right, now this is just down the hallway. That's the same storage room right there. Yeah, right there. That's the storage room. And these are the bathroom and utility room. And then right here is Bethany Funk's bedroom. And then right outside there is that window. So see the window right? Let's just go into the room. So the next one's right here. See that window right there? So that window and this window, that's the storage room. I just shifted back over there. Those are the same two windows that are right here. This is storage room, and that one is Bethany Funk's room, and that's the front door. Right? So that's how it works. Yep, I'm Victor. I know, it's a pretty tough one. But yeah, hey, look at 20 more, and we reached the low end of the goal. There it is. There's Timothy Cecil. I just emailed him and said, people want you to check in. All right. So there you go. All right. So there's Timothy Cecil. You know, he got shot in the shoulder. You know, he's like, he's Teflon, man. He's like he's a superhero. So just make sure you see your, you know, go get see your, like a counselor or something to make sure you're doing okay. So there you go. So let's go back into Bethany Funk's room. There it is. Okay, so then right above Bethany Funk's room, check it out. We'll move to the one where it's, so we're still in the same room looking the same direction. But, I mean, don't you guys think this was pretty valuable? Like being able to see where everything is? So right above, that's just the living room, right? And that right there is where the TV is in the corner. That's the front window on the second floor, right? But if you go backwards and you'll show we're just in the room, you can't really see any of that at all. It just looks like that. No, I sent him an email, Missy 6, as I just said. Right. I think it should be pretty easy as a group to get to the goal tonight, you guys. All right. So this is Bethany Funk's room. I remember the beginning of all this because there's like websites out there that showed all the different rooms and everything. And there's even one that kind of has something similar to this, but they don't have this version where you can see through the walls. All right, so let's move out to the next. Yeah, let's do the one on the stairs. So that's the front door right there. Now we're going up those same stairs that we saw as we were coming in. And there you go. That's the TV. And that means Bethany Funk's room is right below the TV there, right? So that's the same stairs. So on the stairs, now you can see Dylan. Your head is almost at the floor level that she's standing on. Xana's back over there. Now we're up at the top of the stairs. There's the TV. Bethany Funk is right down below here. Come on, you guys. Let's get to the goal. 20 more to go. We got it. We can do it. Right down into Bethany Funk's room. There's a couch. I started to get too into all the little items and stuff, and that's total waste of time. It's just all you need to have is a layout and, you know, be able to figure out where people may have been moving, not if they're a Coke can sitting on a table. I used to do more. I mean, it makes it look more real, but at the same time, it's not meaningful. So there you go. That right there. So Everybody tell me that you've watched this 1,000 times. If you turn right there, where are you going? All right, we're doing a quiz. After you've seen this 100 times, when you take a right there, where are you going? Where does it go? Yes, we can do it. I don't know why it's such a struggle tonight. There's no reason for it. So if you take a right there, where is it? Come on. Hey, look at that. Four Paws got it right. That's one of the few people paying attention. If you go out there, you turn right, you're into the kitchen. No, it's not the stairs. Oh my God, you guys. My God. All right, so then at the top of the stairs, you go down that hallway and you're in, whose room is that right there? Right there, whose room is that? Hey, thanks, Sandy Shirley. You know, I think I've told you this before, but my mom's name is Sandy, and one of her best friends was Shirley. That's pretty crazy, isn't it? That's right. It's Xana, spelled with an X, though. So that's Xana's room down there. And see, now we're moving towards Xana's room, but a little bit further down. We were just right there. And so whose room is this room right there? At the bottom of the stairs. What room? Whose room is that? Right here. Whose room is this one? That's right. I know it is kind of duh, but so many people don't know anything. Lisa Valenzuela. Still, it kind of sucks. All right, Moofies. Got the first one there. See, there it is, right there. And then we're going to keep going down the hallway. So I think the next one right there. So now we're in Xana's room. There's no window in the back of the house here. They do have a window in the front of the house, and that's the window on the second floor to the right if you're looking at the house. So right now we're at 6 minutes and 2 seconds. If we go all the way back out to the front, that window right there is Xana's bedroom. All right. So let's go back into 6:02. Thanks, Linda. It's right there. And I think somebody is on this bed. Now, there could be a space behind the bed and somebody's body was on the ground over there, but there's blood that came out underneath the house right there. So if we go on to my 3D Studio Max version here and go around to the back right here. So again, that's Xana's room right here. Right there, right? So if I rotate it around, and remember those images that came out with blood oozing out right there, because if we go back around, there's a bed right there with, I think there could be a body on the bed, it could be on the side of the bed, whatever it is, but a lot of blood must have came out to be able to get out, to be draining, coming out right down here. You saw it dripping out of the house, right? Okay, so we got that. Go back to this. God, you guys are lucky to have me, you guys. I mean, this is unbelievable. That gray guy, what a narcissist. Why do you believe the state is calling? Who do you believe they're calling as the first witness? Probably one of the two people that did the probable cause. They went into the house and they found the bodies there. It could be the 911 operator first, something like that, because they got the call. I think that might be the first person, like the 911 operator. It could also be family members of, like, to tell people, the jury, who they were, because they can't testify. They can't watch the trial until they've testified. So usually you want to get the family members out of the way so that they can watch the trial. So they might come on and, tell the jury who their kid was and, just other stuff, I just said that, Cindy. I just said that. My God. Anyways, it's just every time. So here we are in that room. I guess there's a closet over there. You know, like sometimes I have little errors like this in here, but it really, once you get the layout and everything and it looks generally correct, that's all that matters, you know. Right, well, say, I agree, maybe it's family. Not, yeah, maybe. So anyways, let's see, you go down the hall right there, right? Come down. Yep, never fails, never fails. I guess yeah is kind of agreeing, I guess. I'm always looking at Cindy's always like maybe I misread her comments sometimes. I don't know. Yeah, it was brutal. I can only imagine what the inside was like. Yeah, so the thing is that in the probable cause document, what it says is that when the officer got here, he could see Xana on the floor, I believe is what he said. And then when he came into the room, then he could see that, you know, there's a male in the room also. So it seems like you'd have to have her visible. And remember, there's a thud sound, right? Remember that? Okay. All right, so in this room, let's just go to the wireframe. So you can see right below, that was the storage room. That's the door that came into the storage room. That door down there is, whose door is that door right there? So I'm just going to quiz everybody. Whose door is that one? Come on, you guys. You can do it. Lady of Cali got it. That's right. That's Bethany Funks. And then right over there, that's Dylan Mortensen. All right, here we go. Now we are outside again of Xana's room. You know, I had too many lights going on and too many shadows. So what I figured out is if I attach a light to the camera and just keep moving the camera around, it has the same general light. It looks a lot better, I think. And even sort of decays in the distance. See how it's a little darker over there? All right, so that's a bathroom right there. And then from here, again, that's Bethany Funk's room. That's the storage room down there. That's Xana's room. The kitchen's right through there. A lot of the width of this room is actually not, the wall is not shared with the kitchen. Right? So if we go back here, we go back here again. That wall right there is basically, notice you can't even, right there, this part of the wall is by itself, and that's where the blood is outside. It's not, the wall, it does not share the wall with the kitchen. All right, now we're back into the living room area directly behind the, so what's interesting when I make, you know that one video I have where you have the camera on top of the head of the 3D model walking around? That is, that's on this person right here. So you're just looking at the camera, so you don't really ever see this guy. But I brought him in from another program, and it's kind of nice having the movement of the head. So, and there's actually a camera on this character's head right now. You can't see it because those kind of things are invisible, like lights and cameras and things like that. They're invisible when you render it. So watch. Let me go back around to the beginning. See that? See that how there's a camera on the guy's head? Look at, watch. See, it's moving with him. See that? But it's right in the front, like where his eyes would be. Right? But when you render a scene, render means you know, make the image. it doesn't show up. But there is a camera on that guy's head. Alright, so let's go to the 3D, the wireframe. So there's the wireframe. Hey, thanks so much, Moofies. I'm trying to see if we can get to, where are we at now? Let's see. 75. I think we're 48 away from me gifting 5 memberships. If you guys want to try to get to that. Alright. So look. He's standing right there. Look how close Bethany Funk is right there. And now, just above her room, like he's probably only 25 feet away from Dylan Mortensen up there. I mean, not Dylan. Madison Mogan and Kaylee Gonzalez. Dylan Mortensen's right there. And then the kitchen's just right over there. And then right over there is Xana's room. And down there again is the storage room, the front door, the stairs that go up, and Bethany Funk's room. That's crazy. It's so awesome to be able to look at it like that. And then right here. Okay, now you can see this is probably, I think, is how Dylan Mortensen, it was darker, but her door was a little bit open like that. And he's walking out and he's going to take a right into the kitchen. And see, look at right there. Guess what that is? That's the sliding glass door in the kitchen. So you can even see it from right there, from this angle. You can see him, Dylan, and the sliding glass door. So right there, he's going to take a right and go out. And that's why she saw him. Now, there's a lot of pro-burgers that are just like, hey, Gray, you don't know where they got the... And there's a lot of, like one pro-burger commented underneath my last video and said, you don't even know where their beds are in their room. I don't really care, really. To be honest with you, I care where Madison Mogan's bed is. And I hope, I'd like to know where Xana Kernodle's bedroom, the bed was. I think I've got it right. And that's about it. The other beds don't matter. They're irrelevant. It's really the layout and how he moved around is what matters. No, he's not joking. He's not joking. Yeah. It just doesn't mean anything. He's not they claim he's autistic. They're trying to get him on Asperger's. You know what's strange is what they're trying to do is make it seem like he has a mental condition, but why don't sociopaths get the same treatment? You know what I mean? Like a sociopath, they have a mental condition with sort of low empathy. You know what I mean? Yeah, I know that's what they're claiming. That is something. That's a real thing that he's... But I don't know who's claiming it because I haven't seen it in court yet. I saw the one... Well, no, maybe I did. Did that come out just recently? They wanted to talk about this mental health, and the prosecution said they don't want him to be able to do that. It'd be easy to figure out where he was going. Look at, if you were somebody watching from the parking area and you came into that house, you'd know exactly where the stairs were and everything. It wouldn't be difficult at all. Here, let me show you why. So this is, we're at, remember this number, 818, okay? So let's go back over here again to a different one. Yeah, we're only 42 away from 5 memberships tonight. See if we can get GSU PM one. One day her name's going to show up. Man, I have Asperger's, and the idea of using it as an excuse sickens me. Yeah. No, you think, why don't sociopaths also have, like, something, like a diagnosis where it means they just didn't know what they were doing, and because Asperger's know what they're doing. They know what right and wrong is, all that. You got people like Adam Lanza. I think he was one. It doesn't mean, obviously they're not all going to act a certain way. It's just sometimes, if you have somebody, I think Elliot Rodger might have been one as well. I'm just wondering, why wasn't he autistic at the time of the arrest? Well, maybe he was. I just don't buy it. And even if he is, who cares? He knows what right and wrong is. It doesn't have any effect on anything. There's an interesting article out there somewhere. Let me see if I can find it. Let's see. Or a comment somebody made somewhere. Let me see if I can find it. Yeah, this comment right here on, like, I think it's still there. Let me see if I... On this... oh, that's funny. They probably use the same program to get that face. It said, aspies and sociopaths have unique relationship with one another. This is somebody who wrote... I think he's one of... can't remember which one he is. But I read this years ago. 2008. Says Asperger's syndrome is a personality disorder on the autism spectrum that is commonly described as or confused with high-functioning autism. Asperger's syndrome is characterized by a lack of empathy, little ability to form friendships, one-sided conversations, intense absorption in a special interest, and clumsy movements. I don't know, man. Maybe you're not one of those. Ivan Victor. It was originally labeled autistic psychopathy. Aspies are very similar to sociopaths, with the most obvious exception being that sociopaths are socially charming and Aspies are socially awkward. Using a Russian voice often. I'm just kidding. I just said it. Hey, what's funny, Ivan? I just said that on my own without reading your comment. That's absolutely hilarious. Oh, man, I was just reading that and said that, and then you said the same thing. Yeah. So, let's see. But come on, you guys, let's see if we can get to the level where I donate the 5 memberships. We can do it. Even though Aspies seem to be sociopath eunuchs, their childishness and naivete is what makes them palatable. See, what's interesting about this article is really just kind of about, like, why are they treated differently than me? Because this guy's a sociopath. It says Aspies are very similar to sociopaths, with the most obvious exception being that sociopaths are socially charming and Aspies are socially awkward despite the lack of empathy, one of the core traits of a sociopath. Aspies are treated as totally legitimate in our society, even though Aspies seem to be sociopath eunuchs. Their childishness and naivete is what makes them palatable to the rest of society. This is a Cain and Abel scenario. In Steinbeck's East of Eden, the Cain characters are all smart, cunning, and effective. Kathy is the prototypical sociopath. The Abel characters are clueless. Their demeaning values are their guilelessness and effectiveness. They are the absence of bad, rather than the presence of good. The fighty Abel characters would be nothing without the hard-working Cain characters. And yet, everyone always loves the Abel characters and hates the Cain characters. And the Lord had no regard for Cain and his offering. Cain was furious and he was downcast. There is a lot of Aspie pride Celebrate neurodiversity. Why be normal? There's also quite a bit of aspie hate for sociopaths. Aspies villainize sociopaths and don't even want them discussed in the same breath, even though there are clear links between autism and bad sociopath behavior. The desperate treatment of these classifications of individuals have some wondering why. And how are sociopaths supposed to react to the unequal treatment? Not at all to endorse this type of behavior, but I know how one famous sociopath reacted. Cain said to his brother Abel, "Let's go out to the field." And while they were there in the field, Cain attacked his brother Abel and killed him. That's pretty crazy little story this guy wrote. I mean, it's not a story, it's like an opinion. Pretty wild, huh? Yeah, so what he's saying is, why do the Aspies get sort of a break in society when a sociopaths, some of their traits are similar, you know? I mean, obviously they're not the same, but pretty interesting little write-up by that guy. That person's a sociopath who wrote that. So no takers, you guys. We're not going to get to the level where I get to donate the 5. So there is Dylan Mortensen right there with the Brian Koberger Asperger character here. You can tell just by looking at the back of his head. Just kidding. All right, so then there's the shot with the wireframe, and she's just standing there looking through there, and then right above her head is where Madison Mogan and Kaylee Gonzalez were found, and that's Kaylee's bedroom right there. That's the bathroom. That's just a quick right, and you're right there. Come on, Cheryl Moran. You're always the one. You and a few others are always helping try to get to the goals. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. So kind. How about this one? Is that one? Oh, wait. I got to get my... There. I think that's better. I kind of like... No, I don't like that one. I like that one. Which one's better? This one's pretty good because I've got more screen and I'm small down there. Yeah, I just said yo. Why wouldn't I say that? Well, I said yo and then I commented, right? You missed that part. I think if people sit there and make it seem such a big deal, it's going to make you overwhelmed, Timothy. Just let it roll right off of you, man. You survived. There's crazy people in the world. Like I said before, when I was young, some car pulled up to me and tried to grab me and get me into the car, and I ran. Another time, a person wouldn't drop me off. I was the last one left in the car. I was freaking out. You know, there's shitty people in the plant. I got it, you know, and then eventually I got them to take me back home. There's just crappy people in the world. Even when I was younger, these people grabbed us, put us against a wall, pulled out cigarettes and like burnt us to take something from us. We were like in first grade, and they were in fourth grade, which is amazing that they had cigarettes in the fourth grade. But you know, there's just always shitty people out there. So just let it roll off. You know what I mean? Let's see. Yeah. So, I mean, just, I think it's like, the more you dwell on it, and everybody's like, oh, Timothy, man, are you okay? Oh, geez. Hey, Timothy, man, who? And like every 5 minutes, eventually, it starts making you kind of just keep thinking about it over and over and over and over and over again. And then I think that's actually how it kind of works a little bit. You know? It's like, just kind of, it's crazy people out there. You survived a crazy incident. And you should be like, woo-hoo! Yeah! You know what I'm saying? Just saying. And I understand talking about it, like when it happens, but like when everybody's like, God, are you, hey, is everything, you know? I think it starts building up on you, and then you start going, God, yeah, maybe I should be having problems. And then it's like you dwell on it a little too much. I'm not, when I say you, I'm talking in general, people. Yeah, I'm not sure about the kill kit, you guys. I know people say that. I'm just not. I think that I even asked Steve what they were talking about, and he just made it seem like, I don't know. He wasn't absolutely convinced that that was a kill kit. Okay. Yeah. All right, Timothy. So just come in here and boom, we're just doing the same shit, man. Don't worry about, you know, you you absolutely kicked ass. You lived, and that guy's gonna be put in prison. Okay, so don't worry about it. All right. So here we go. There's the opening right there, and let's move on to the next one. I think the next one's better even. Oh yeah, this one's crazy, right? That kind of looks like Dylan Mortensen there, doesn't it? Man, where are we at now? Let me see. 75. What would that put us at? 18. 18 more, you guys. Maybe 4 memberships. Whatever, but I'll donate 5 memberships if we get 18 more in. Kill Kit, you know, like Israel Keys. I mean, that guy is incredible. He used to travel around to areas all around him, I think it was, and he put these little kits that had all the stuff he needed to kill in these little containers and buried them. And then when he was ready to kill, he'd go out in that area, grab this stuff, and then go kill people. So you have these little kill kits. You know, I think it's an overused statement. A lot of people say, "Oh, the bridge guy had a kill kit." I mean, give me a break. I mean, who knows? When you say kill kit, you know, if you put in your pocket a gun and a rope, is that a kill kit, or is that just like, okay, you? Maybe they wanted you to order them I just came from an ATM at my bank, and this girl hit me up for money. I said, nope. You know, the bet you just take money out of the bank, and they say, do you have $1 to spare? And you're like, nope. When you've got this wad of cash. That's pretty good. I have it right on the ground. That's a miracle. It's hard to do when it's wireframe. But look, so do you guys, don't you think this is how it was? That she's just kind of looking out the door, had it open, and there he comes. Because like, look at, we'll go to the wireframe here. Watch how crazy this is. Watch. So he's just right there out in the hall. It looks like he's way further because of the way these work. It's, but he's just right there. And then right above, look at that. So, I mean, it's sort of interesting how this works. See this wall right there? Can you guys see that? Right here, that wall. So if you look up there, there's that line. That's a wall in Madison's room. And then right here is the bathroom. That whole space there. So if you look over here at, like Kaylee's bedroom is the entire distance. So like Kaylee's bedroom is double the size. It goes like that. See that? Man, is there anything else on YouTube that even looks anything like this? Come on, you guys. This is, I just thought of this the other day. I was sitting there and I just go, when I finally found the new 360-degree rendering tool in there. It had something called wireframe, and I ran it, and I go, oh my God, this is crazy. You can see everywhere. And then I thought, oh man. All right, like I said, 18 more, or now it's only 13 more, 15 more. We get to the 5 memberships, because we just had one gifted by Bridget Bauman. Thank you. We got K-Me there. There you go. And then, so this is her bed in that room. And then I guess from here, whose bedroom is that right down there? Come on. Whose bedroom is that? If you have the spatial awareness, you would know whose bedroom that is. Downstairs. So this is Dylan, and then whose is that right there? There you go, Bethany Funk. You got it again. All right. You got it. See, what's going to be cool when the trial happens, you guys? You're going to be like, oh, yeah, I know that. I know that. I got that. I got that. You'll understand every damn thing that they're saying. The pro-burgers won't. But maybe they're secretly watching these to get that down. But these people, man, the arguments they make, there's no way that Dylan could have seen Koberger from where she was. And it's like, you're wrong, man. You're 100% wrong. So what do we need now? 10 more? I'm not even sure if we had 80. Let's see. 20. Yeah, I think we need like 10 or 15 more. I can't remember. But if you guys can do those in memberships, then I'll do 5. And we'll see what happens. But Gray, your rendering doesn't show tunnels. That's what you think. Okay, that's what you think. I got one right underneath there. Okay. And we all saw the tunnels when they tore it down, you guys. Let's be honest here. Oh, whoa. Hey, thanks, you guys. I thought I was somewhere else. Thanks, Ivan Victor. The Russian-speaking aspie. He's like the perfect agent out there, you guys. He's... All right, so there it is. Coming up the stairs, and then there's another set of stairs. And I think this window could probably be wider than I have it. But anyways, comes up the stairs, then you go up another set of stairs. And then here's the wireframe version of that. And then, so there we are at the top of the stairs. And now look at that. There's Bethany Funk in her room, just right there. And there's the Koberger type person coming this direction. And then that's Kaylee's room. And then right above is Madison and Kaylee are in that bed right there. And then way over here is Xana Kernodle's room. Alright, so this is at the top of the stairs. And that's Kaylee's room. And then right over there is Madison Mogan. And that's where Kaylee is also, because she wasn't in her own room. And there's the bathroom. Okay, now this is inside of Kaylee's room. And there's the deck. And then right there is you know, sort of just the human being walking around. Smooth it. All right, let me do the memberships. Hold on. Before I forget. There we go. Will GSUPM get one, even though she's not here? Angela N, Fancy Nancy, Denise, Angel Santo, Susan Stricker, and Just Her Mimi. I guess not. Jesus, unreal. I wonder if she has to do a different setting or something. All right. So we'll move on to the next one. And now he's going into the room here. That's the bathroom. Then from inside the room, well, from here, see, look at that. That's another way to look at it. So we're in Madison's room, and there's Dylan right below. Okay. So Dylan was in a horrendous place. Okay, now this is in Madison's room, and apparently that's how Kaylee was, and I think she was laying like this on her stomach, and people don't think that, but it doesn't make sense, because this is how she was up in the corner. If the knife sheath was found, if she was on her back, that means the knife sheath would be on her right side, and it would be between them, and you would just have worded it. The knife sheath was found between Madison and Kaylee Gonzalez on the bed, and it was on her right. You know, you might say I don't know how you would word it, but you would just say it was between them, because that's all that would really matter. But they didn't say that. They said it was on the right side of Madison, so you would think it would be over here, because if it was on that side, it would just be between them, and that's how they would have worded it. So anyways, let's go to the wireframe. And then, see, there's Dylan. Look at that, right down below, right below him. Kaylee's room over there. Just like that. And then I think the next one is down, yeah, almost completely out. But so a minute ago, that's where Koberger would be walking like this. Dylan's in that room and could see him, and then he took a right, just like this, goes into the kitchen, and then out the sliding glass door. Now this is a really good one for the wireframe. So right there. So he'd come out like right over there, and there's Dylan. You can't see her in the non-wireframe image. And then around and then out right there. And there he is leaving, and there's the living room again. And there's the window in the kitchen. There's another window over here. And he goes out, gets in his car, and gets the hell out of Dodge. So if there's anything, you guys should put in the comments, like any different look. I might do one later where I put a person wearing all black and a balaclava, and then sort of do all the images in the order that I think happened. Instead of doing a full animation, it takes a lot more time, but I could pose people in different locations and, you know, just kind of move to the next scene, and maybe they're alive in one of them, the next scene they're not alive. You know, we don't have to go through the whole attack, because we don't even know what the hell happened. Like, we don't have any of the forensic information. All right, so what do you guys have any questions? Anything you want to talk about? Yeah, I'd have to make it darker for sure. I like the one I had in those videos where I had It was a conical, like the cone. It was like a flashlight. Remember those ones? Those are sweet. Yeah, I would just make well, there's this program I've got out there called Mixamo through Adobe that works pretty good, but there isn't really any perfect characters. And then I know, and that sucks because that program is awesome. You can actually import characters in there, and it'll rig them for you. Here, I'll show you. That's the one. Miximo. Hold on. It's right here. Yeah. Yeah, so when you're in here, that's Dylan right there, right? So we could do something like open door. Let's see if that shows up in here. So let's just apply that to Dylan. She's looking out the door. Hey, what's going on? Or maybe this one right here. See? Like you could have that, but you're not going to see motion in what I'm doing. Yeah. So you could have stuff like this when he was, he comes in, people are trying to fight, or I don't know if that would work, but maybe something like that, like he's coming at him. But I don't think they would get into fighting. I think he completely they were like laying around and he got him. Maybe not Xana. But there's a million different things. Like you can take all these and import them in. You could come up with a whole bunch of sequences. Might be able to use something, a part of that one, Yeah. Yeah, I see a chicken wing. Karate Kid. Boom. Yeah, and then they also have this thing up here with characters, right? So, get rid of that. Tell me which one do you think would be a good Koberger? This guy? Looks like he's got all kinds of... Maybe this one. Although he's... looks like an African American. I don't know if that would work. Let me get a different animation in there. Standing. That one's funny. Why would you have a character that has the motion capture balls on it? Stupid. That would have been a pretty good one without that crap on there. That might be a okay one, Wearing all black, you maybe just sort of edit his eyebrows a little bit, put a ball of clava on there, wouldn't be able to see his head. That's the Dylan character right there. That one's probably not too bad, right? Doesn't have to look exactly like him. I like that one, though. What do you guys think? Stabbing right there. I could put a knife. That's a stabbing one. Yeah, I think I should use that one. Just make that shirt the same color as that one, and it would look like all black. Make the pants black, that black, the shirt black. Maybe try to figure out a way to put a balaclava on his head. Yeah, he does kind of look like Luigi Mangione, doesn't he? Kind of like that one, though. It's this one right there. Well, look, this one's almost... How about this? You could almost use this one and just make it black, right? Oh, my God. Look at that. Holy crap. He's got the... I don't know. What do you do? I could put a balaclava over that, or... That's almost how I pictured it originally. Something like that. But there, that one's face looks good. No, that looks like Kohberger, doesn't it? Hey, Fire, it's about whatever the hell we want it to be about. We talked about Gene Hackman for about an hour earlier in the show. You must have missed it. Yeah. The only problem is he doesn't have a balaclava on. He's got like a... I thought that's what he had on originally, was just the COVID mask. Okay, I'll just remember he's in there. Look at this weird looking cave troll. That's pretty cool, really, though. Look at that. Really good little model. Like that. Ooh, it's a zombie. Look how gross this guy is. Man, he's all busted up. Looks like your mother. Come on, what if your mother-in-law was watching, Zozo? What if she was watching? Come on. Yeah, I think that's the same dude right there. That's the same one that's in the Scrubs. I think. I don't know. Let's see. That's hard to say. Or no, he was the same as that other one. So this one's pretty good, right? Like if I made that all black, and I don't know if it lets you change color though. It doesn't let you do that. Yeah, we were talking about that. Yep, the one's cool even in blue. Yeah, I think if it was all black, we'll just make it all black, And gosh, I don't know. Let me see something. Let me export this guy or download it. With skin, yep. FBX, yep. Okay. Where the hell did it go? Isn't that cool? Just comes right in. And because it's an FBX file, he's going to move. Watch. Oh, wait, shit. Darn it. There he's moving right there. Why does he keep going back there, though? Oh, maybe it's... I know why. Oops. Might be a problem because there's another character in here. Socks, sneakers, hair, eyelashes. I just really wanted to just check something out. Oh, weird. See, that's the thing. You can't have multiple characters in from the same... So now it's sort of combined that character with the Dylan Mortensen one. Isn't that weird? Look at that. It's crazy shit. And I'm not even sure she's even in here anymore. Is that... Yeah, that's her right there, right? Okay. So what I'll do is I wanted to test something out. I'll import it into here. There we go. By itself. Then I don't have to worry about it. I just really wanted to... heck is that? I'm trying to find my regular materials here. I don't remember how to do it. When huh. Yeah, it seems to kind of just disappeared. Oh, wait, I know what it is. You have to go to do that. You gotta render. It's kind of a... doesn't really make any sense, but you have to do it. Render setup and change this over here to... oops, shit. So you have to change it to the scanline renderers, the really basic version. Now over here, I can pick the, I see it. Yeah, there it is. Just regular standard legacy. There you go. Right there, and then make that black. And then very little glossiness at all. Maybe like 1, if anything. And then I can grab that and apply that to there. Then this one. Then that one. That one. And now, look at, now he's all black. And hell, he's kind of already got bushy eyebrows. I mean, this guy's, he's ready to go. I want to know if I can take this off, though. Look at that. I could, but it made this weird thing on his face. That's crazy. But he had a full face underneath that, interestingly. So what about the hat, then? Can I take that one off? No, see, that was made into his head there. But it's interesting that they literally put a mouth underneath that, because there's no reason to have it there, geometry-wise. If I do go like that, see, the head doesn't actually have the head underneath it, so there's really no reason to have the lips and all that, those extra geometry underneath where the nose is. There's no reason for it. But man, that's almost good just like that, right, you guys? What do you think? Here, we could do something like... I can just make the real simple blade. This might be like the vacuum thing, you know? I can just pretend that that's what this is. I am still here. I'm just doing something. Wow, that was pretty lucky. Just slid it right in there. That's crazy. Look at that. And then I'm going to go all the way down to the hand of this person. So spine. Oh, oops. And there's left shoulder, arm, forearm, and then there's the hand, and then you take this and you make it a child of that, and now it's connected to the hand. So then it should be like, so that's what it's doing now. I guess now it's like a stabbing. That's crazy, huh? Look at that. Jeez. Ah, jeez. Yeah, I don't know. I couldn't, I'd have to make a whole nother material. I thought I could do it quick. Maybe that's all I needed to do. There we go. Alright. Man, that's kind of creepy, isn't it? Look at that. The Brian Koberger. The Psycho. Look at this nut job, huh? Looks like he's got a vacuum cleaner part with maybe that's why she thought that's what that was. Now you guys look kind of bored, so I'm gonna get the hell out of here. All right, everybody. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thanks for the. Let's see. How do I do this? Oh yeah, in here. So we got K-Me. And we had Moofies, Alley Cake, Ivan Victor. Said sorry, missed last night. Hey, we did pretty good at the end. It was such a horrible start, but we did better. 17 months. Then we have Ivan Victor and Richard Watts and Jay Cool 3300. And then Tracy Harrison Sass. Then Allie Cake. Then Linda. Then Tracy Harrison. Moofies. Allie Cake. Linda gifted a membership. Cheryl Moran gifted 10 memberships. Thank you. Linda. And Cheryl Moran was a lot of people helped out, but she was like a pretty big reason we made the goal. That was 10 memberships. That's like a cat eye donation. Then Linda, then Moofies, then Allie Cake, then Uniquely Susie, retired hospice RN, then Ivan Victor, then Allie Cake, then Cheryl Moran again. So that's like a cat eye and a half. And then Uniquely Susan, retired hospice RN, then Sandy Shirley, then Ivan Victor. Thank you. And then Sandy Shirley. I think this is when I was in prison, or around that time anyways. Then we had Linda, then Moofies, then Ivan Victor, then Cheryl Moran again, so it's like a double cat eye for her. I appreciate that. Then Linda, then Bridget Bauman, Kami, Moofies, and Ivan Victor, and then I gifted 5 memberships based on your guys' support tonight. So very cool, very cool. I'll link it there right at the buzzer. We have Ivan. I guess that was, when did you do that one, Ivan? Was that just a minute ago, or I don't even remember. I think that was earlier. Then we also had let's see, we had Linda also did a coffee, the LYNDA, Linda. And then Clinton got me a couple coffees there. And Lisa Valenzuela also. And so there you go. Very cool. All right, guys. Made it. We're on to the next month. What do you think of that one right there, Zozo, for being Koberger in the house? That's about the best model I could find on that website we were on. I know you're not really into the case, but what do you think? Looks like he almost has the bushy eyebrows and everything. I just put that little blade in his hand there. Does look similar shape to a vacuum cleaner attachment. Yeah. I mean, I tried to make it more look like that. Weird. All right. Well, there we go. We got that one. Maybe if I start trying to do a scene, the only thing is there's no movement in those 360-degree shots. They used to have in 3D Studio Max where you could render the entire video in 360. So every frame, like it seems like it's not slow. It's not incredibly slow. It takes like 30 seconds a frame. So there's 30 frames a second. So I guess that would take, I don't know. Geez, that would take a while. Maybe like 30 minutes per second. Those movies they do for like Pixar take forever. I was using my software program to look for 3D model to use for the Brian Koberger character. So I think that would be a pretty good one to use as him. He doesn't have a balaclava on, but it's all black. Everything looks pretty good other than that. So, I mean, I might be able to make a model of a balaclava and put it on his face instead. Because as we just showed, like if you take his head off there's no head underneath there. But that's the bone, the bone that they put in the character for the head. But the mouth, you know, like I could put a balaclava that fits over the top of that skull cap. But this part of his face, he actually does have a face, which is weird because there's no reason to have that since it's underneath the mask. Hey, thanks, Sherry. Good to see you. Let's see. And sorry, when we were doing the when we were covering the Gene Hackman thing, I don't know. That's just, that one's just sort of, I just want the answer because there's so little information to just immediately know. But I think that last scenario we came up with, or you guys talked about the other day, even seemed to be the right one. And thanks everybody for trying to help out on various portions. I think the delay throws me off sometimes. It's like I'll say something and then 30 seconds later somebody will go, oh yeah. And they say exactly the same thing that I just said. Maybe and the thing is I just shouldn't even care. You know, it's like, who gives a shit? You know? So that's my goal for tomorrow is who cares? His hat should maybe look different from the ones doctors use. Huh? What should it look like then? I'm just using the hat that's on the character. My God, Huh? Let's see.
We're all Richard Allen! You pieces of shit got to the jury, didn't you?
Can you believe that a human being actually said that after the verdict? You pieces of shit got to the jury. Who? Who got to him? You mean the prosecutors? Yeah, they did. They got to the prosecuting attorneys got to the jury. Meaning their arguments in court, you know, sold the case. I mean, nobody got to him. There's nobody sitting on the side cutting deals. I mean, you guys are lunatics. Right? Anyways, hey, let's check this. I'll just check one really. Let's see if there's any Coburg or anything came up on this today. I didn't. Well, it wouldn't be today, but maybe at the end of yesterday or something. I don't think so, but. 228. I guess that's yesterday, though, isn't it? What is this one? All filings not released by the court for public dissemination made by the parties in this matter on February 24th shall be temporarily sealed pursuant to Idaho Court Administrative Rule. I guess that was something I didn't see yet. It's in August sometime. They already have their own I think people complaining that the house was taken down are just they're so misguided. It's almost kind of odd, to be honest with you. You're supposed to leave a house up for years, and then what about appeals? I mean, forget it. That's why there's cameras, everybody. I mean, before, back in the day, you just took pictures and pictures and pictures. You take hundreds of pictures. Now they have faro scanning. They've got, you can do these 360 degree, what's amazing is that camera that I have, the Insta360, you could literally put into the house, use your camera from a remote position, take a picture, then move the camera a foot, take another one, and it's this massive 8K imagery of the entire house. And you'd be able to look at it, see exactly what it looked like. You could literally put the VR goggles on. You could be in there again. But Gray, it's nothing like being there. Who cares? You can see it, man. When you watch my videos, you can see how close everything is. You don't need to be standing there. Theirs are going to be way more stuff, detail. They're going to have a faro scan. There's going to be a piece of paper sitting over here with a piece of bubble gum sitting on it, and I had a, it's going to be really way more, richer information in it than mine. Mine's just basically the layout of the house. Yeah, how did I figure out? I can't remember how I figured out how to bring in a second character. But anyways, this is the guy that we were using right over here. This guy. Well, it was good to see Zozo in here tonight. We saw Timothy Cecil showed up. Awesome. All right. He's a freaking superhero. He actually blocks bullets with his shoulder. I mean, my God, this guy. You ever seen anybody do that in your life? It's incredible. What's this one right here? This one looks kind of odd. Oh, Jesus. Look at this weirdo. This is like a clone. Look at this. He's something from iRobot or whatever the hell that was. Now let's do some real quick. That's not the one. Animations, dance. Oh yeah! Boom! Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. That one's definitely doing Push It, right? Oh yeah. This is how I got Lori, the Lori thing at the end. Here, let's do a different character. How about this one? Oh yeah! Boom, boom, boom. What about this guy? This will be funny. Look at this guy right here. Woo! Look at this one. Oh man. Oh jeez. That's a cool character though, isn't it? He's got all the moves. Where's the one? Okay, let's try that one. Oh, look, he's doing a little lock and pop. Well, it's going to be a good one here. It's just probably trying to figure out if you can even do this. That's a long one. Oh, yeah. He's doing the whole thing. Gus, we'll call him. Maybe we should put him at the end. Get rid of Lori. Look at this guy, man. He knows what's up. Woo! Bam! Dun, 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 dun. Let's see. I gotta have something in here. Is it this one? No. Oh, right here. Looked like he grabbed that cigar to take a puff. Can you guys see that? Whoa, do you guys see that one? Oh, yeah. Uh-oh. That's one we were waiting for right there. Yeah, I should do. I'm going to put Gus in there instead of Lori. We've had enough years of Lori Daybell. Okay, but anyways, thanks everybody. We'll see you guys tomorrow, right? Hope you guys found the show interesting. We went over multiple things. Gene Hackman. We also had a missing girl named Emily Pike. And then we went over the actual Delphi, the lying sacks of crap the attorneys are. And then we went over the inside of this house. And then we goofed around for a while trying to find a character that would look more like Brian Koberger, the psychopathic killer in the Idaho 4. Gray, how can you keep saying he's the killer, you bastard? It's innocent until proven guilty. Yes, we all know it's innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. But I'm just telling you that Brian Koberger is the killer, everybody. That's my opinion, and it turns out he's 100% the killer. So when the trial happens and we see all the information, you'll see why, in fact, Brian Koberger is the killer. And you likely won't change your minds, pro-burgers, because you're so invested in your belief that you have tunnel vision and you'll never be able to change your position. Now, at trial, if somehow there's information that completely exonerates Koberger and really points away that he could not be the killer, then I'll have to say, shit, man, that exists. But it doesn't. It doesn't exist currently. And everything that's out there makes him look worse and worse and worse. Especially the tactics that his attorneys trying to deploy are showing that they feel they are just desperate to try to find something to hang their hats on. Yeah, anyways, we'll try to get Gus in there. All right, everybody, thank you very much for being here. We'll see you guys later. And as always, say, until next time. Oh, by the way, thank you all very much for helping reach the goal on the first night of the month. Maybe it'll be a trend set for the month. We'll see how it goes. But anyways, thanks, everybody. We'll see you guys tomorrow. And as I always say, until next time, be safe out there. And here's Lori. Oh, wait, I got to make it bigger.
Yeah, I've been doing this true crime thing for quite a while now.
Right there. See that?
And during this whole time, I have not seen
Yeah,
one person.
we got to get Gus up there, you guys.
That is Crime dissector, like rejector. I'm a certified human lie detector. Gonna get ya on a stretcher if you try and play me like an old projector. Crime sector is my nectar. Professor Gray is gonna give another lecture. Crime collector, freak connector, and I'm always gonna be a pup protector. Fool deflector, interceptor, and I'm meaner than a spectre with a vector on his spectre. With all respect, y'all. Just remember I the type of fucking check ya. I have no agenda, I'm no pretender.
Hey, I hit you on the red laugh. Alright.
And in the end, I'm gonna send ya on a mission to reveal the true offender. Yeah, so I'll just get right back to work. Alright, everybody? Talk to you.
Alright, you guys. Thank you very much. We'll see you guys later. Make sure to watch the video that I made today. It kind of went over that same thing, but if you could leave a comment, hit the like button, maybe watch the whole damn thing, I would appreciate it. Share the video in your various Facebook groups out there. If you can share it in some larger group. Sometimes if you only have like 5 subs on X, sharing that, maybe doesn't make as big a difference as if it would if you were in a Facebook group with 10,000 people covering a case. You might throw it in there. Maybe a couple hundred would watch it, and then they share it again and go, oh, do you guys see this one? And then it picks up a little bit. All right. So anyways, thank you guys very much. We'll see you guys later. And as I always say, until next time, be safe out there. Here, let's see.
Correct.